That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome.
I messed that up.
Telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
And broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the most bad ass podcast for your ass in all the known man's land. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be no more content comps. We did know that. But idubbbz decided to give us drama people one last parting gift. I'm here with Chad. You got it, baby. You might as well. You might as well. Actually, I think you have a better chance of saying that word, kissing the group of people's ass and pandering to the groups of people's ass than coming back from the decision that idubbbz made last night. idubbbz officially made himself only viable to the H3 crowd. Now and forever. Thank you, Kindle. Yeah. My spelling mistake. Whatever. You have no idea. By the way, I'm on the new computer. Might have bought it for nothing. Getting that later. Might have bought it for nothing. It seems to be running. And if we have, a new computer. Yeah, I'm about ready to lose my mind. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Here's the thing. Hey, idubbbz. You don't pick your fans, they pick you. Okay? The idea that you were so arrogant to get as famous as you were and didn't realize that at least partly was in luck. You know why? Because you wouldn't have thought for a second that you can just I can switch fan bases. And I could just do it by willing it. I could do it by insulting my own fans. If you had any brains whatsoever. I know when Metallica kind of changed styles with the Black Album and went a little more pop, I don't remember them telling everybody that anybody that liked Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning sucked. Which is exactly what idubbbz did. This is sort of like Dead on Dave said. There's not a lot to unpack here. There is no argument, not one, for that video yesterday. Not a single argument. None. Zero. Zip. Yes, I get that he wants to change, right? Guess what? Just like getting famous, it's luck. You don't get a choice. In very rare occasions, any artist on planet Earth that wants to move on because they turned 30 or they're interested in something else, either never, ever sees the fame that they did when they first started, or they fall off completely. That's like 90% of the people, whether it's music, whether it's this, whether you imagine any kind of entertainment. Only absolute legends can take people on a completely different ride. Let me give you an idea of some of those legends are. The fucking Beatles. The Beatles were able to change from a boy band to the most legendary rock group in history and most influential. That's a fluke. It's a total fluke. No, because Johnny Cash, as big as he was, never touched the Beatles. And Elvis? Cash went from being country to Elvis. Yeah, Elvis did make a big comeback. Yeah, so Elvis, he had his, really safe music. He got a little older in his 30s. He changed things up, and he stayed fucking popular. That was a fluke. It was Elvis Presley. It was the Beatles. That's the. Are you at that level? Are you at the level? And neither of those fans, neither of those two groups that we talked about, insulted their previous fans. The Beatles didn't get up here and oh no, John, those stupid girls that fell in love with us don't like our doing acid. Fuck them. I hope they never buy one of our records, mate. They didn't do that. They just made the change. They didn't announce it to everybody. Like John didn't come out and tell everybody what a cunt Yoko Ono was, like idubbbz did. Nobody did. No, he didn't do that. They just changed. They let you hear news stories about how witch Yoko Ono was. They like come right out with it. Did John ever get in the air and say, hey, you have to like my wife's crap? No, he just put her on and annoyed the shit out of everybody and let them roll their eyes. My no talent wife. And it is the same thing. She's a no talent, he is a talent, and she's ruining it. You know what? She's worse than Yoko Ono. She's worse than Yoko Ono. Fucking John put some good records out after the Beatles. He made some quality stuff. Clown's gonna be coming in here. You know that?
What?
Clown was talking to me.
Yeah.
You want to come in now, or do you want me to do the show, Clown? What's am I based? No, not based at all. Well,
it's common sense.
It's just common, exactly. Like Dave said, there's nothing to unpack here. There's no argument. Like some of the people, the arguments were giving me, it's gone from, you know, he wants a different fan base to he had to stick up for his wife. He didn't have to do any of that last night. He didn't have to try to trap Sam Hyde and breathe new life into his career by trying to, you know, make him look foolish. He didn't have to do that. When he got caught, when he took that little tiny L with Sam Hyde where people kind of rolled their eyes a little bit, he didn't have to, like, go to war with him. He didn't have to fire the guy that worked with the guy that called his wife a whore. Because his whole thing is like, you can't talk to my wife that way. How do you not expect this to happen to you when you talk to my wife that way? Well, he didn't. And then, the most insane thing is all, they sit there and lecture people on, I think he has a very old way of looking at sex workers. Are you kidding me? Who are you lecturing? You're projecting to the audience that you don't have yet, and probably you'll never have. I gotta be honest with you. I'm just gonna say it. When you're saying N-word flag it, you're never gonna get those people. Ever. You're only gonna use you to get back at your old fans. That's it.
Say Nick.
Yeah. And that's not the only time he said that. He said it a million times. I don't give a shit. I actually believe fucking context means something. Clearly that's not the case anymore. Sam got you, and you couldn't take the L. There's this guy. Everybody's telling me Augie hates him. What the fuck is his name? Grimsley or something like that. He made a really good video on. I know he makes a lot of videos, but he made a really good video. He called it the nail in the coffin. And he said the guys that were victims, including Keemstar, by the way, of idubbbz's content comps have handled that much better than idubbbz has, like, handled a kind of L from a year ago.
Yeah. What basically is happening is idubbbz could not handle a content cop made on him, basically.
A content cop is dumb. Me and Nick were talking about this, right? Or Nick and I, excuse me. Nick and I were talking about this last week because there were some rumors that he might make a video on Bobax or Augie or maybe the whole commentary community. And me and Nick were both like, good, bring it. Because now we know what, now our theories are 100% true. This might as well have been a content cop. The content cop would have been funnier because it would have been that, he would have kicked himself in the face so fucking hard with his classic thing. That would have been nuts. So this is what happens. The public is not on your side. And they never were. I mean, he's there and lecture fucking people. Look, I don't care that your wife does OnlyFans, but like for you to disconnect yourself so much from how the average person, you know, your fans, look at things. The average person thinks their wife doing OnlyFans is kind of unseemly. Hey, idubbbz, say. It's kind of unseemly. They don't like it. Especially when you have some very strange views on masculinity. No! You have strange views on masculinity.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. See, you've surrounded yourself with these woke cocks, and you started believing your own bullshit because you're huffing their farts. I got to be honest with you. Nobody smells their farts besides you. Nobody cares about being their friends besides you. And it's just amazing to me. Amazing to me. Like, I was thinking when I was talking to Nick that week, the reason he won't make a content cop on Bobax or anyone else is he'll wake up. Boy, was I wrong. Was I wrong in an incredible way? This video, I can honestly say, as long as I've been doing this drama thing, I've never seen anything like this. This is the biggest L that I've ever seen. Period. Like, minus, like, getting caught for molesting a kid or something like that. It's the biggest optical mistake in history. And some guys go, well, I guess it's okay if somebody, like idubbbz is more of a man than you, at least he sticks up for his wife. If I had to attack and disassociate with everybody, that every person that knew the guy or girl that insulted my wife or my kid, or which literally must be over 1,000 times in the last 6 years. It must be on Twitter alone. Not to mention the comments I get here every so often about my family and my wife. And if I salivated or pulled some kind of stunt like he did with Froggy Fresh, I'd be, yes, as big a cuck as him. You got to let some of them slide. I'm not saying you got to let every one of them go. If Nick or Augie were to say something like legitimately hateful about my wife, you bet he'd hear about it, but I wouldn't make it the rest of them. I eventually get over it and move on. What I wouldn't do is try to pull some shit behind the scenes and screw a guy. Let's say Augie said something rotten about my wife, right? All right. And then I promised some kid that he was going to be on the show and he was an up and coming guy. He's looking forward to it. I said, no, you're friends with Augie. You get out of there. He turns around and tells you, well, Tommy cut me because I fucking was friends with Augie. That's it. That's game, set, match, Tommy C. Goodbye. Yeah. Goodbye. That's like, it's like a common knowledge. Like, how much shit did I take? How much shit did I take for, I mean, first of all, people have called my kid a Nazi before. What's-his-face did it, future heroin addict, right? He wasn't the only one. He was in my friend group. So that's where I didn't tolerate it. The only reason you know anything about it was like 2 or 3 months after the fact when he called in. I said nothing about it for months. Right. It didn't do me much good. The only thing that did good is let him ruin John Swan.
Also got you a great soundbite.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so what? And he's a loser. Nobody like literally ruined John Swan. Good. I win. I'm here. John Swan isn't, and I never got the views John Swan ever did. Yeah. That comment, I'm pretty sure all Cobra did was comment Nazi on the video. No, it's not. It's not. Your kid looks like a Nazi. And then, first of all, he said he didn't do it. He made a whole video about not doing it. He did. Right? Yes. And I didn't like it. Have other people done it? Yes. Did I cut people's throats or not have anything to do with them or pull shit behind the scenes that for people to still talk to them? No. That would have been stupid. It would have been suicidal. Instead, I just let him ruin himself. idubbbz didn't need to make that video, not to stand up for his wife. Look, I don't know how much control, because I don't. I really don't. That Anissa has over him. But I really get why people think that she's forcing him into this. It looks like it. It's kind of a logical conclusion. Call me crazy. So we're going to watch this shit.
Before you watch, Uncle Ben's in waiting to call. I don't know if you want to put him in.
Who's that? Hey, you want to watch the video with this Uncle Ben?
I think it's going to be kind of difficult. Firstly, hello. I think it's going to be kind of difficult to watch it live, like see the different things. So you go through that first, and then
and call it back.
Then we'll speak.
Will you hang out?
How's that?
Cool. All right, stick around for Colossal Is Crazy.
Yeah, I'll stay in the call. I'll just mute myself until you're done.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay. We'll stick around. We'll get some Colossal Is Crazy. So
also share your screen, Tommy.
Yes, I will. Give me a second. I'm just getting back to learning things again.
Getting back on your computer that you don't need.
Yes. Shut up.
You made the joke first, all right?
I didn't say it like that.
All right, well, yes, you did. Go back and watch, because you did.
Well, you hurt my feelings. All right. Addressing the Froggy Fresh drama, which was over. It was done. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it. Oh, he's white knighting for his wife. Big deal. Froggy Fresh. And isn't it weird that Keemstar was a target in this?
Yeah. Not only that, his whole boxing company.
That's jealousy.
That's
jealousy. Like Keemstar you should have kept your mouth shut. Yeah, let me hear this.
It's like you came back and you were a pawn in some game of 4D chess, and I think you found out that idubbbz and Anissa don't play games.
Hello.
Oh, how tough! That's the problem. That they're that hard. That's what screwed you, idubbbz. That you were sitting there like, yeah, you don't fuck around, we got you. And by the way, what a phony Harley is. He was sitting there trying to softball Froggy Fresh, saying, I don't think that's it. And then when he put, oh yeah, that was it, you asked for it. Harley, what a fake. You know? God damn, what a dope.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video. Brief update. I am healed from Creator Clash 2. It was a success. Alex Wasabi beat me up.
Shut up, you cried.
He won his fight fair and square. And
Did he? Did he? I didn't know that. I thought he cheated. I didn't think he whipped your fucking ass around the ring because you don't belong there. I thought he cheated. What a luck out. How did he beat up the great idubbbz that has no background in athletics?
I have all the respect.
You know, Carly Mortensen is the perfect example of a real athlete versus a big guy. That's how it goes.
For Alex.
Actually, he actually put up more of a fight, from what I understand.
He's a good competitor.
Not really.
No.
Not really. No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, yeah. 0-2. Even Deji won one.
I have respect for all the other fighters on the Creator Clash card. And
who cares?
Thank you to all the fans who came. It was an amazing event. I'm very happy. Very happy, very emotional.
Congratulations. Awesome. It's one of your last ones.
I'll never forget it. Having said all that, you guys are here for the juice and the grease. So I'm going to give you guys the grease and the juice. And that all has to do with Froggy Fresh. The reason I didn't address any of this sooner is because I was terrified of jeopardizing the success of the event.
No shit. Oh, it's not that you were a bitch. Okay, I get it.
Because there are a lot more people involved in this than just Anissa and I. And I didn't want to
Well, that's funny. Why did you let Anissa's ego or your fucking hurt feelings dictate it?
Fuck it up for them. These are people that I really care about. And
you fucked it up for Chris Reagan. When you put that guy in a ring that he didn't belong there with. I mean,
with a guy like 5 inches taller than him.
Jesus Christ. We always talk about safety of the fighters and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I felt like it would be very selfish if I was like, I understand public perception right now, guys. I'm just going to make a quick 10-minute video.
And you would have ruined the event. You would have ruined the event. If this one came out, guaranteed.
And I'll squash all the rumors. I'll squash all the beef. I have no idea what public perception for this video is going to be.
I mean, he just said that. Quite frankly, he's going to make a point there. Like, this video that he's just made is rushed to fuck. Like, he made it within 24 hours. There's no way he spent a week on this, right?
No, but why? What's the point?
I mean, he's saying, like, I could have just responded. It would have been bad for me to respond, like, a few hours after the event. But, like, you didn't spend very long on this video either.
He's not wrong. I mean, I get why he didn't say anything. But, I mean, he still doesn't understand why the public was upset. Right? And the fact that the event went off without a hitch, we should have been like, whew, not let me fucking swing at the guy that I kicked off because he trained with a guy that called my wife a whore.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's what,
this would have literally been like, do you know what would have happened to me? Let's just talk from an optics standpoint. If I refused to be friends with you because you were still friends with Keemstar after Baited. Do you imagine how that went for me?
The guilty by association thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine that Ian can like dislike Sam Hyde.
Yeah.
But like anyone who's associated with him.
Somebody said to me today,
if I call your wife a whore,
we're done.
Ugly whore, and repeatedly, you're probably not going to like me, right? You're probably not going to like me for that.
We're done. Right? Yeah. We're done. We're finished.
Does that mean that you're going to hate everyone that I'm associated with? Absolutely not. Am I going to kick from the event? Are you going to get kicked from the podcast?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll make a video. Who's on your podcast? Nerd City, Pyrocynical, and who else?
And Dull and Dark.
And Dull and Dark. So that would be like, you call my wife a whore, and I cut a video on Dull and Dark. Yeah, there you go. That's brilliant.
It's ridiculous. The concept is absurd.
By the way, you got to push your podcast because is that coming out today or tomorrow?
Oh, it's going to be a Patreon exclusive one, but we did talk about this.
Well, then go get it. Should be good.
Now, right?
$5, give the money.
I'm buying. I'm gonna check it out.
The event is now over with. I can risk it, you know.
You sure can. You know, he thinks is it fair to say, Clown, that he thinks he's a lot more famous than he is, and he's kind of going on fame and power that he had that dissipated over not putting out content and kind of changing. I'm 30 now. I'm growing up.
I don't know about that. I mean, I feel like he definitely has an opinion of himself, and like in the past that was kind of warranted because the content he was making was good. But I genuinely think that with this video that he made, he thought he could turn people's minds. Like he could persuade people.
What, but how could he
I genuinely think he thought that. But then he rushed it. Like he didn't spend any time on
I don't think if he made a good video, it would have mattered. Because if he made a content comp and didn't rush it and put a lot of time and whined like the bitch that he is, I'm sorry. It would have been...
Yeah, most likely, right. But I always like to think that if you spend enough time on something, if you really think about it, like you can make a difference. Like
only to a point. You never
even with Sam Hyde's like vapid fucking terrible fucking fan base, like there are some fucking vile people there for sure.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, they were always gonna hate idubbbz because they always were, right? So he was never going to change their mind.
Well, they're going to hate idubbbz because
he could have made a decent response here if he had been more fair. There's so much about this video, and we should just watch it like live here.
Let's not forget, idubbbz put himself in this position. Sam Hyde didn't. He's the one that tried to make a documentary showing everybody what a loser Sam Hyde had become, and Sam got wind of it and turned it around on him. Instead of saying, "Hey, you got me," he took it to heart. And then anybody that's trained with this guy or has anything to do with this guy, he's running around like a maniac. Like when we used to go to wrestling events, they would, like the WWE would take signs away from us that said WCW on them and vice versa. I mean, that's how insane this is.
I can air my grievances and we can see where it goes. I need to bring you guys up to speed on where I'm at as a person.
Who cares? No, that's another thing. You already did. We know.
Yes, you did.
You're better
just keeps
than
going
us.
on about it. And like I always said, like, you're fine, you want to move on, you want to make different content. Like, good for you, buddy. Go the fuck ahead. Why do you keep saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it over and over again?
Because
we get it.
I'll tell you.
We understand it.
I'll tell you
We're
why.
okay with it, really. Only like the worst types of people, like the saddest of fucks, are not going to have a problem with it, of you wanting to move on. But when you keep saying it and saying it and saying it, it's like, why? What purpose is that stuff?
I know why. He thinks he got famous from his brilliance alone, and he doesn't think any luck played into it. So he got famous all on his own. That means he could switch fan bases all on his own. That's what he thinks. You can't.
If he genuinely believes that, like, he's completely deluded. There's no way. I know you said this at the beginning of the show, but like, there's no way. You cultivated that fan. It'd be like me doing it. You cultivated that fan base. You
and
cannot
the same
transition.
thing would happen to you. This is how deluded he is. He thinks he's special. That's kind of the whole point of this stream. He thinks he's better than you. He really does. He doesn't appreciate what he has. He thinks
that he can completely change his content purely based on talent alone. I don't think anyone can do that. I don't think
I think it's possible, but it's not possible if you insult the people that supported you priorly. You have to ease them in, not tell them that they're a bunch of stupid retards that want to hear the gamer word. Which is
when he said he was going to transition into a new form of content, and he was like a little bit negative about the content he made in the past, I was like, fine, you know, he's not calling out anyone who's making that same type of content today, and he's not criticizing, although a little bit inadvertently, criticizing people who are still making that content or who made that content in the past as well.
Fair enough.
He's matured so much more beyond us, you know.
I just cut a video, and not everybody in the community was happy about it. I goofed on the pedo stuff, the age of consent stuff. We had conversations about this offline, right? And I took like little lighthearted, loving shots. I didn't go with the fan base. If you like that, you're a bad person. You know, I didn't say, dude, if you keep listening to Augie, I'm never gonna fucking talk to you again. If you listen to Nick DeOrio, if you still like Bobax, I'm like, my attitude was like, yeah, go watch those guys. Hopefully you have some time for me too, because that's humility. I mean, God. All right, let's watch.
He's not the first. He's not the first commentator to do this, right? There have been a lot of other commentary YouTubers that have done this. Said, I no longer make this type of content, and now I'm going to take a big steaming dump on everyone who's still making it, or who has made it in the past. Like, they're better than those people, and I hate that. And he didn't do that initially, but he does keep going on about it now, and there's fucking no reason.
See, you don't understand.
And he's going to make content. I mean, this may be speculation, but there's some validity to it, right? He may be making a content cop on himself, which would be insane.
Yeah,
fucking insane.
You don't understand. You don't understand where he is at as a person now. I'm trying to tell you, clown. I like different things. I'm doing different content. He just keeps repeating himself like it changes reality or something.
I mean, I just typed this in the chat as well. But if he was truly ashamed of the content that he was making in the past, he would have deleted it, Tommy.
Yeah.
He would have deleted it.
Still makes money.
But, okay, some of them are demonetized, right? Not all of them are monetized. But even so, like, he still gains from those videos subscriber-wise. And he's also saying, within this video, you're going to hear him say it a bit later, like, that's having a negative impact on the viewers that saw, and he regrets that saw the content cops, that saw that content, and it had a negative impact on them. But does he not realize, like, the content is so popular that people are seeing those videos for the first time today?
Now.
All right? So, by his own logic, he should remove it, and needs to remove it. And I don't know why he doesn't. That's why I just don't buy his story. I don't believe it. I don't believe he is truly ashamed of the content, and there are other factors and variables involved.
Come on. He's kissing a new group. There's a new group that he's trying to fit in with. And
I can't believe he's truly that deluded that it would work. Especially after seeing...
No. But maybe he doesn't care about the money anymore. Maybe he doesn't care about his fame. Maybe he cares about, clinking wine glass with a different crowd. Somebody that has nothing to do with YouTube. I've seen that happen before too. I'll
be honest with you, I just don't understand any logic, so I cannot honestly say what's in his fucking brain at the moment.
I think it's just total narcissism.
It's not logical. I can tell you that it's not. It's completely illogical.
It's not. It's total narcissism. It's a complete lack of self-awareness. Total narcissism. The same shit that he used to make other people. He literally became a content cop victim. A perfect target for content cop.
Creator. My philosophy for a while was, well, people will figure it out through the videos I make. But the problem is the videos I make, I sort of avoid speaking from the heart. I'm just going to focus on a piece of content. I think I have bad associations with sharing my life on the internet. I'm like, no, that shouldn't be my thing. Leave that up to the...
You're probably right. You should... Because, PewDiePie was more available and contactable than he was at the height of his fame.
He always answered my DMs. Not that we spoke
but you were one of the only people I knew that had any lasting content. I knew more people than knew Pewds.
I always got on well with the guy, and when this transpired with Sam Hyde, he got his rabid fan base on him, I genuinely felt bad for him.
Yeah.
But I just don't know why he keeps digging this hole.
Because he has
Something
to be.
Clearly gone
because
wrong
you can't beat idubbbz. idubbbz is the tricker. idubbbz is the master. He's the puppet master. He's the guy that he can't accept. This probably comes down to, and I probably more than Anissa, because this is his entire identity, professional identity, right? I got played, right, by a guy that I was going to make a full force that the other documentary made video on. I was gonna make somebody a lolcow, and they turned it around on me. Yeah, he really.
Well, it was Nerd City that called that. He was the first person to call that, and he said, this is a work. He's setting up here to trap Sam Hyde. I was like, oh, come on, maybe he was just making that one part in the video. I don't know, man. Maybe Nerd was right.
Wouldn't that play into my? You said before, I can't believe he's that deluded. Yeah, well, if he went in thinking Sam Hyde was a cracked out alt-right loser that had a crackhead girlfriend, maybe he's that deluded. Maybe
it was a work. It was a trap from the beginning, and it was. I said it was just a part to make the documentary the docuseries more entertaining.
It was a trap.
Right.
He hates people. It was a perfect way to attack his old self that he has not comfortable with. Attack Sam, attack probably his greatest influence. That's what it was. And in the meantime, and kiss H3H3's ass, who is often accused of stealing from Sam Hyde. Yeah.
Bloggers. But I think it's important to share where I'm at. So none of what I'm talking about in this Froggy Fresh video feels like I'm being hypocritical or, I'm misleading you in any way.
He's deluded.
I think a lot of the content I've made has been irresponsible and misguided. And I think I've hurt a lot of people with the content I've made. Despite...
Dave made a good point, too. Why didn't he shower before he made this video? He looks awful. It's bad enough that he screwed up his eyes. Why didn't he shower?
I was watching one of his old videos, Tommy, and he was making fun of this guy with a mullet who was like a retard. He now looks like that guy that he was making fun of like years ago.
Being entertained by it. I'm not trying to take that away from you.
Yeah, you were, and in other you are. You're thumbing your nose at everybody, whether you know it or not.
If you feel like you've learned important lessons, or you have grown as a...
That's why they all came to you, because they needed important lessons.
How do you learn an important lesson from the Keemstar comment?
He's delusional.
What's the lesson you take away from that?
Lessons. Oh, he sounds like he just...
What was so informative about him going around a sewer with a flashlight and smashing gnomes?
Did you ever meet somebody that just like switched religions or maybe got involved with a cult or a group? Like that's what it sounds like to me. Like it sounds like when my aunt became a newborn Christian. It was just it's thanks GFA. What happened to his hairline? Yeah, he got old. What are you gonna do?
We get older.
We get old.
It dissipates. Thomas is still good.
Yeah.
Mine's still okay. But it happens.
If you're by 27, if you're by 27, that's your hairline. So you're good. Yeah. You're good for the rest of your life. Congratulations. Unless you get cancer.
Person, because of the content I've made, I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. And I think I've done a lot of bad. And, at the bare minimum, I've just put a lot of negativity out there in the world. And I'm working on not doing that. I plan on expanding on all of this in a further video.
I can't wait.
A lot of content
I cannot
over
wait.
the years and some behind the scenes that I'd love to share with you guys. I think it would give clarity.
His first upload is going to be an absolute terror for his channel, because remember when Keemstar first uploaded after Leafy and Gray dropped the bomb on him? That first one, that was brutal with the sub loss, and I am looking forward to seeing that shit.
I don't know. Maybe I'm stay positive. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good.
Chance.
At the very least, like entertaining. I mean, you don't have to agree with why he's doing it.
I don't
what
think
he's saying. But if it's entertaining,
I don't think you can't be entertaining.
That's right.
You can't be entertaining when you're walking. When you're entertaining, when you're creative, you have no rules. You have no rules. Maybe a template, but no rules. And he's got a rule set now. He's got, I can't do this, I can't do that. He will never be as creative or as good as he was prior. He doesn't. When you set these restrictions on yourself, absolutely. There's no.
And there are already so many restrictions that YouTube, the platform itself, is putting on you.
And he's going to do it on top.
When you start putting them on yourself as well, I mean, you're fucked.
Yeah,
you're fucked.
He's fucked.
Yeah. Where I'm at. But in this video, that's probably about all I can say on any of it. I don't want to detract from what the focus is. And
that's, I hate drama, I hate negativity, and I'm about to go after all my critics.
The focus is kicking Froggy Fresh from the creator class.
Pause it for a sec, Tommy. This is pretty much verbatim what Grade A Under A said back in the day.
Oh, really?
And his Reddit and his comment section went insane over it. He's moving away from drama, which, by the way, he never actually ended up doing.
No, he didn't. No, of course
not.
But
he said he was moving away. I moved past drama. I'm just going to talk about X, X, and Y.
Yeah.
So he never did it. But
no, of course not.
And it had the same reaction. Same exact reaction as this.
Same exact reaction. Yeah, moving away. Yeah, well, also, he did it right when we were in war with him, too. That didn't help, because that podcast of ours is
and I think it's popular. Fine. Like, you don't really make that content anymore. It's very difficult to make that content anymore and be successful. Fair enough. You don't need to keep going on about it. You don't need to keep throwing everyone else who is still making that content or has made that content under the bus to do it.
We both
you don't need to do that.
We both know YouTubers that make the same content, that hate their life and hate everything about it, but they can't do anything else, and they can't change because it's too risky. It sucks, but you can always look back that you got a platform, maybe you got some money in the first place, and he can't do that. His ego's too big. Sorry.
The reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And
that's probably a lie.
And for anyone who's been following the story, that's fairly obvious. Froggy has explained his side of the story multiple times, and unfortunately, he's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anissa's mom, and that's extremely deceptive. Because
how could it be obsessed when you fired him right after that incident? Like, is everybody just stupid?
He knows why he was kicked from the card. The one indication I gave him was Sam Hyde, and I wasn't unclear about that. Anyone who's mentioning the fact that Harley trained with Sam Hyde for the year previous, that was before Sam.
And the other thing is what he doesn't realize. So what? He trained with Sam Hyde. So what? Like, it just shows.
He made a few promotional tweets about Sam Hyde. Yeah. He said some positive things about Sam Hyde, but yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it. Yeah.
That's it. But that's the thing. That's not enough to get. Like, you have to know if you're going to kick somebody off for Sam Hyde after the situation. It just makes you look like a bitch.
Yeah.
It's not good. I got to be honest with you. Creator Class is not. It's going to be the woke boxing, fake boxing group.
Sam was saying this about my wife.
I don't think so, Anissa. Bitch. Ho. Fucking Anissa. What an ugly piece of shit.
Hasn't he called people whores before and shit? So what?
Yes.
Who cares?
Yes.
I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has.
100%.
I'm not saying that, look, he's got to hang out with this guy, but you can't do, for the reasons, for what happened to him. Like, you should know this. You can't do what he wanted to do. And you can't take it out. He's literally taking it out for the guy that knew him.
Yeah. He's projecting Sam Hyde on him.
Yeah.
Guilty by association. That's what it is.
To be honest with you, she's a bitch. Right? She used Dave. No one's ever said a nice thing about her. She's a total phony from everybody I know that knows her. Pretend she's into boxing this week, and then she's into Pokemon, and she's into anime, and she's into this, and then she knows everything about it. Like, this is nothing new. She's like nobody likes her in this community. And by the way, they haven't for a long time. And then on top of the fact that you're leafy, sloppy seconds, and I don't say that to be an insult. That's like literally true. It just makes you look worse. Yeah, like, it's really tough for me to grasp after he made such good content because it connected with so many people, just how out to lunch, how detached he is from just, forget YouTube crowd, the crowd he's supposed to be serving, like humanity. He's totally detached.
Look how beat she is.
You know, there's a massive point of hypocrisy there, Tommy.
Yeah.
He's basically saying, "Oh, don't say anything bad about my girlfriend. And don't, by extension, make that about me. Don't relate me. Don't put the guilty by association of me with my wife on me." And then he's doing that exact same thing.
It's unbelievable.
Nice jack-o'-lantern teeth. That's like. I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's 32. Her teeth look like a pumpkin head. Like, it's the Anissa Joma hole stretcher. I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into chair.
Isn't Anissa a fucking a public figure too? Don't tell me that nobody at Twitch ever spoke to her like this before. My wife hasn't been on camera once in 10 fucking years. Not once. Not once. And I have heard the most repugnant things about her. I had to deal with it. So don't give me this shit like, well, you'd be
and
more
your wife isn't doing OnlyFans. I mean, it's to be expected.
And guess what? If she
there are positives of doing OnlyFans, right? Money being the primary one. And there are negatives that come with that too, which is fairly fucking obvious. God, so what idubbbz wants is to have his cake and eat it too, effectively.
Yeah. Everybody hates him and his wife's a slut.
So yeah, now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife, I think it's pretty fair to, not want to associate with him.
Don't.
But you don't, perfectly fair.
We did ban Sam from the first event, so it's not as if he's confused.
And how did that help your reputation?
I mean, that's fair, isn't it?
That's fair.
Fair as well.
That's fair, but even doing that probably wasn't smart. I mean, everything he's
not
done.
Smart. Not smart. I mean, by doing so, you draw more attention to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, What did Ian do today? I mean, he blocked Keemstar on Twitter. What's the first thing that Keemstar does? He fucking tweets out the screenshot of him being blocked. Thus drawing more attention to the fact that idubbbz blocked Keemstar. That's what they always do that. You block. That's why I don't block anyone on Twitter, because the first thing people do is
they have your head. They have your head. They show everybody your head.
Yes. Yeah.
Used about where he stands in all this. I don't like him. And
7 years tomorrow, huh? Oh, go figure.
Froggy knows.
It's 7 years for SFTP tomorrow. Well, 7 years for it's 7 years for Baited tomorrow. Oh no, 7 years. 7 years.
Oh, there you go. This is our anniversary call.
It's 7. No, it's not. It's 7 years from the Keemstar content cut.
Oh dear,
that's good stuff.
That Froggy,
which is still to this day a great video.
It's still,
and I said that at the time, even being friends with Keemstar on the podcast,
I don't.
It was a good video, and it still holds up to this day. Like it was good.
Keemstar took his content cop better than he's taken Sam Hyde in the last year.
Yeah, it's kind of like I can't really remember at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know about in private. It's kind of difficult to say. It was so fucking long ago. But yeah, I would not say Keemstar took it
I'll attest to this. He threw bigger fits about smaller people than he did idubbbz, because he always even said to me, "Well, the video's pretty good."
I mean, Keem didn't make a response video like this, so I guess yeah.
No, were you gone that weekend? Is that?
Yeah.
Like him, of course. That's why he was banned. None of this is like news to Froggy. Froggy knew all of this going into it. For anyone who's under the impression that Froggy has been like reasonable and chill and respectful through this whole process, he hasn't been. He's been a piece of shit. I'm not happy with how he's behaved. He's talked mad shit about me.
Ian doesn't want people who are bigger and more talented than him upstaging him. That's what it is.
Anissa.
Was that such a horrible? I got to be honest with you.
I don't agree with that.
The way we watched in the first 5 minutes, I think that's a reasonable guess. I do. From what we just saw, I think that's a reasonable. Well, he's been a complete piece of shit. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's criticism. It's not. He didn't call your wife
if you don't have any of the other context, then maybe that's a conclusion you jump to. But yeah, I mean, that's just. Yeah, definitely wrong. But it's not that big of an insult. He's just wrong.
But first of all, I don't know if it's an insult as much as what Froggy believes, which is, I got to be honest.
Yeah, he definitely believes it. He believes it. He's just categorically wrong, I think.
Okay, fair enough. And that's debatable, but it's not reasonable to come up with that opinion,
Right. At the time, when you don't have the other context, and you don't know Sam has called your wife an ugly whore.
Yeah, hold on.
Basically.
Dude, Mike, idubbbz bites the dust. There's your fucking. There you go, Mike. He does parody songs. There you go. You're welcome.
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
Participant.
Who could have came up with that conclusion?
Of the event.
This is really a lot of weird.
Wait a minute. This is the stuff that happened after he got removed.
Yeah.
No wonder he's.
Tender, soft people. Creator Clash people are real like these type of people. You know what I mean?
I get that impression too.
The event itself.
This is really like the patty cake league for like social media boxing.
He doesn't like the culture of creator.
This is all after the fact.
Yeah.
All of this is after the fact. You pussy.
Yeah. And he mentioned that.
And Chris Raygun and all these people, it's like some big ethos worshiping party at these things. And I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about. But everybody's there to worship ethos or fucking ethos or like touching ethos, titty or pussy.
To be honest, I thought it was quite the gift to you that we'd kick you off the card. You have no more obligations and you can immediately just...
You didn't kick him off the card. This is dishonest. After he said that. He kicked him off the card. He said that after he got kicked off the card. That's like really deceptive,
Yes, he's putting these clips, at a different timeline to when they actually happened, and that is intentionally or otherwise deceptive.
It is. I think it's intentional.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say it is.
Yeah. Misfits. It's like that's the culture that you want.
We welcome you here at Misfits Boxing. What's wrong with that? That's a culture that you want? That tells me he's been brainwashed. I mean, he literally sounds like somebody who just entered a cult.
It was some of the jargon he used, some of the words he used. It's just so. I would have said, like, asked me a week ago, very unstereotypical of him to use.
Yeah.
But then, and there's one coming up, I think, later on. Well, we'll get to it, which is like, what?
He bought
that someone wrote this for him?
Yeah.
I mean, has anyone made that theory yet? That
this I'm sure. Nisa wrote it, but I don't.
Right.
I don't think so.
He says, and he admits that she helped make his videos, his content in the past.
Yeah,
why would this one be an exception?
The same way Yoko Ono wrote a fucking Beatles song, I'm sure. You
want the non-sissy, you want the macho dude, traditional boxing culture. So,
yeah, well, come to pussy boxing. Just give us your money.
Go over there and box for them. You don't even have to miss that many months of training. You've been training.
You just handed Keemstar like millions, you dummy.
So hop on one of those cards. But unfortunately, Froggy doesn't want to hop on one of those cards because he thinks the skill level is too high.
Personally, in my opinion, I think the talent at Misfits.
This is the best part of his video, I think. I agree with the point he makes here. You can't say, like, he wouldn't have gone to Misfits because of the skill level, and then look at this shit.
What is that guy, drunk? Who is that?
Yeah, this is the first time I saw this.
Who's that? What, that's the best one?
And then right here, he's down. You stop. I mean, come on.
This guy actually won?
Yeah, you cannot say, like, the skill level was too high for Misfits, so... Misfits, so Froggy Fresh couldn't do it because of the skill level. When you look at this, I mean, it's a good point.
I gotta be honest with you.
Point.
Like, I think that's he might have been holding up out hope. I think pretty much we're gonna see him in a Happy Punch or Misfits card pretty soon. Like, how do you not? I mean, even if this. Here's another thing. There's another issue there that he's not mentioning. Froggy Fresh is very short. So, like, Chris Ray Gun, there's probably not too many people that he could have fought reasonably without getting seriously injured.
Yes.
But they weren't.
Got to find another midget. Desperately looking everywhere to find another
something.
midget.
Yeah, exactly. And I tell you something, they were more than happy to put Chris Ray Gun in danger, if you ask me, with the guy they got him to fight.
I think Froggy just doesn't want to be thrown into another card, like placed in. He wants to find an opponent that matches with him.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah.
So, okay, I'm not sure about the timeline here. Did Froggy say or make this quote before the Chris Ray Gun fight?
No idea.
Was seen.
No idea.
Or
not sure. Yeah.
Not sure.
It turns quickly from boxing
because
to assault.
Because if that's after, then fair enough. If he's just seen Chris Ray Gun fight someone who's twice his size, then I would be apprehensive too.
Twice his size?
I think.
Damn near 3 times.
If I'm told right now I have to fight Sam Hyde, I'm going to be like, no, I don't think I'm good. I'm good, actually.
Did you see Nick's tweet? I mean, this is so irresponsible. I mean, this is really dangerous. Let's move on. Yeah, this is unbelievable.
They have weight classes for a reason. I mean, it's absurd.
I know. It's like it's one thing you can say he's a pussy, but let's see, Nick, here we go. You got to. This is like, holy crap.
Credit to Chris Ray Gun for going through with it.
Oh God! Oh, balls! But look at this. That's sick.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
That's sick. Like, I'm sorry, they probably should have promised him 3 or something. Jesus
What's that?
Christ.
Like half a foot difference?
Jesus Christ, I'm out of shape.
6 inches there?
Oh my God. Like, fuck.
So that's like me and Sam Hyde difference. Pretty much.
Probably. That's really something. Unbelievable.
That's literally fucking, what was it, Little Mac on Punch Out fighting all the other fighters.
Oh man, you're right.
Just fight someone who's weaker than you.
So I'm done with boxing. I can fulfill my current
obligations. Anticipate that quote showing up in so many commentary videos in the future.
What quote? Which one?
Just fight someone that's weaker than you.
Yeah, probably.
That's going to be a very popular clip to use for a multitude of reasons.
If it wasn't before, it is now.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in going further in any other boxing.
It's such a fucking cop out that you're like, all right, I'm such a victim for getting kicked off the Creator Clash event when I knew what would get me kicked off the Creator Clash event, and now you're like, I don't want to box anymore. It's like, come on. If you look at my text exchange with Froggy,
it's not.
Yeah. So this shit. I mean, there's a lot of messages here. A lot of people were saying on Twitter, and I don't really understand why. Like, these messages make idubbbz look bad. I didn't really understand why they made him look bad. He does seem to be pretty reasonable in the DMs here.
It's not about permission.
If there's more context to it, then okay. But like, I don't think he looked bad from these DMs unless I'm missing something here.
See, it's not about permission. He just called and asked if it was cool with it because he was making content. I imagine that's Froggy Fresh. So are we actually discussing right now, if you work with Sam Hyde, are you going to prevent me from fighting the event? He actively makes content about my marriage wedding den, that my wife is evil, and hasn't respected my boundaries. What is he, a girl? I don't feel comfortable with having
it's the language. It's very pussified.
But
beyond that, it seems reasonable, his request at this point.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He doesn't say no. I think that's what people are talking about.
He's got to be a boss. He's got to be a boss and just keep it straight to the point.
No, I'm sorry. I hate that fucking guy. If you have anything to do with him, you don't have anything to do with our event. That's not what he says.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel comfortable. He uses all this college blue-haired girl fucking language. I don't feel comfortable with having and being associated with the event. I'm wondering if you can understand where I'm coming from. I understand the way you feel. I'm sorry about that, but I also have to understand that my friend...
This is very much politician speak here.
Yeah.
This is something like, I know these DMs are going to be leaked. By the way, he's the one to leak them, not Froggy Fresh.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, but it's like he knows that these DMs are going to be leaked at some point, so he's being extra careful. I mean, that is one takeaway that I would have with that. It's very political speak here.
Yeah, he's talking around everything. When,
he doesn't say no.
Froggy Fresh,
he doesn't say no.
Yeah, and Froggy Fresh is asking for a straightforward answer.
He's probably lying. He doesn't say no, and he doesn't fire him until he makes the OnlyFans. Light joke. What did he tell Chris Reagan? If I lose, I'll buy Anissa's OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'll subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans.
So like they're saying that now he's coming on. Well, that had nothing to do with it. Well, he had worked with when is this dated? And when did the joke take place?
He had went to work with Sam like a week prior, I think. I don't know if I got the timeline right. Like maybe even 2 weeks before that, like March, like early March, and then like the Anissa OnlyFans thing happens, and then he gets clipped.
Yeah, the timeline is really important there, and I cannot say where it is exactly because it doesn't show in the screenshot.
He mentioned not attending that. I don't believe he intends to. I have discussed it with him. I do intend to make content with him. Now that I've answered your questions, would you be respectful enough to answer me mine? The event is really important to me. Yeah, he won't tell him no.
Unless he does in another screenshot, but yeah.
Let's see, the event is really important to me. I'm just trying to understand everything so I can make the decision over everyone. I need time to think.
I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of it in this call, honestly, because there's too much. There's too much there. So we'd have to reference the timelines. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that until we know more.
I don't think I can. He's not giving him an answer.
Clear that I didn't want to kick him from the card. I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want you working or training with Sam Hyde, but you're doing that, so all right. I
thought he already did.
I'll look past it. I don't want you making content with Sam Hyde, but it seems like...
What a Nazi.
Like that's a real deal breaker for you, so I guess I'll look past it. It came to the point where I was like, can you postpone releasing content with Sam Hyde?
Look, you know me and Sam don't get along. You know, we put a lot of time and energy in this creator clash thing. I don't want it to be about Sam Hyde. So just don't let it hurt the event. All right. Go train with him. Have fun. But don't let it hurt the event. Don't make it about Sam Hyde. That's what I would have said to you if I was idubbbz.
Right. And guess what? Like I'd even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
If you don't know who Sam Hyde is, he's, whether or not you love him or hate him, you have to recognize him as he's the most talented comedian alive. He's the most talented comedian of our generation. He's going to probably be the greatest comedian of all time. He's he's a genius. I got a chance to...
Is giving Sam Hyde a blowjob releasing content with Sam Hyde?
No, retweeting Sam Hyde? Fucking a couple clips here and there.
Are you kidding me?
I think the understanding was I'm not going to make a YouTube video with Sam Hyde.
That's the way I understood it, the way he said it just now. And that's consistent with his fucking DMs that don't get to the goddamn point.
I trained with him. He welcomed me into his environment. He paid people to train me.
I'd even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Didn't you tell them that? I thought you told them that.
Ian requested it through text. He requested that I did that. What I didn't
Pause
like.
it,
I didn't like
the only content that I
request
saw of him and Sam Hyde was like a mini short clip on Twitter of him training with Sam Hyde. That's the only thing.
That's all it
Yeah, there's nothing on his
Did
YouTube.
Sam Hyde
nothing
say
like
anything?
that.
That's not an own. I mean, that's not a fucking own.
No, it
if you
isn't.
go by like the Google definition of things, like that's
No, it
literally posting
continues.
content. But it's not. It's not. I mean, it's not.
Makes him look like a bitch. This whole thing does.
That's not.
I think you're being exceptionally generous here.
I don't think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
He didn't think it was appropriate. I do not think that is appropriate. Do you think it's appropriate that, I don't know, 30-something-year-old man is publicly calling my wife a whore and a slut?
I think initially you can just buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one.
But don't you fucking hate the word appropriate though?
Yeah, it sounds like I'm 13.
I fucking despise that.
idubbbz, yeah,
It does.
especially,
Because I used to have a teacher. He goes, Mr. Callahan, that's inappropriate. That's
That
inappropriate.
is. It is a 50-year-old teacher's word that she's using in class. I don't think that's appropriate, Nathaniel.
They're not very appropriate.
Don't be saying that, Nathaniel.
I remember her name was Miss Toby. She said it constantly. I mean, inappropriate. Oh, shut up, you Nazi.
This has got a separate Etsy page where she sells her pussy.
Yoko Ono was too concussed to fight in Creator Clash for the second year in a row.
Life is so easy for a certain gender. All you have to do is say that my uterus hurts. What'd she say this time? Her uterus hurts? Or uterus fell out?
She had another concussion.
Probably your uterus fell out from getting blown out so much by toys.
Is that appropriate, Froggy? Do you think that's
How is he skilled by association?
Yeah, it's not appropriate. It's a joke. I mean, it's kind of a very, very harsh joke, but like even so.
Well, here's the thing that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense that you're dealing with Sam Hyde. Get the fuck out of my event. That would have been fine. That's what it was. And you know what I really think? I really think it comes down to what I thought when this event was happening last March. I think he was afraid that Froggy was going to draw attention to Sam Hyde in the fight, in the event, or sneak Sam in, or pull some kind of Sam Hyde stunt. Remember, idubbbz got owned by Sam once before. Since none of that happened, and that excuse is never going to watch publicly, we have switched gears. We switched gears to I'm defending my wife's honor. Come on,
Let me tell you why your theory there, Tommy, is like pretty good.
Why?
Because this is also what Nerd said. Because
really?
Nerd was gonna. We said this on the podcast. I think it made it in. Mm-hmm. But Nerd said he was going to show up to idubbbz, the content creator clash. The first one we're talking about here. Yeah. So he had bought a ticket. He was going to be there. Good ticket. And last second, idubbbz removes the ticket. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He can no longer go there.
Yeah.
And Ian said, idubbbz, fucking wrong Ian. There are two Ians here. Nerd City said that it was because he was close to Sam Hyde and idubbbz was worried that he would be trying to get
some kind
Sam
of stunt. I get that. But see, now we're
and
switching
again,
gears.
it was association with Sam.
So what you're saying is this is a narrative shift, a dishonest narrative shift. I'm defending my wife's honor here. How dare he know or train with the person that said something about my wife? I mean, this is
guilty by association. And this same exact situation, although a slightly different way, played out with Nerd City also.
Yeah.
So that's why
I don't think that's
when it happens twice, I mean, it's a far more solidified theory, I think.
It's ridiculous. That's what it is. From top down.
Okay, you don't think it's appropriate that I set boundaries. I don't think it's appropriate.
You did. I don't get the impression that he did.
That you are hanging out with a guy who doesn't think women are people. I don't think that's appropriate.
I was like, I don't think you should be telling me.
I was like, I can't believe that he said that with a straight face.
Yeah, I know. It's like watching those old.
I can't believe that you made a documentary with a guy that doesn't think women are people.
I know.
Pointing that out there.
It has that 2015 Gamergate feel to it, where the people that were like, you don't believe that women gamers are human. Like that's be one of their. It sounds like the same thing. Aiden Paladin, idubbbz.
It's just like idubbbz should know this. Like he has made jokes that he didn't actually believe in. So if he made a joke about a woman or women, that doesn't necessarily equate to him hating women.
Well, here's the thing.
I've made jokes about fat people. Does this mean I automatically despise all fat people I want to see them burn.
I gotta steal from this
I want
kid
them made into
Grimsley.
slaves.
I gotta
like,
steal
no.
I gotta steal from this kid Grimsley. If you go by that logic, he's the biggest racist on YouTube. He said the N-word. I mean,
yeah,
like,
you know the difference between a joke and like what people actually think.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a joke when he did it, but it wasn't a joke when the other guy did it.
Yeah, it seems convenient.
Literally.
Right? It seems pretty fucking convenient.
Yeah, this is the guy who said either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. By the way, that's an exact quote.
Yeah, none of it's okay with my wife. You know, and here's another thing too. You know, he may be right. Like I get him not want to hang out, right? But like optically, this is terrible. Considering your background, it just didn't go away because you want to hang out with a new crowd. You know,
can't release content like this is my career. It's what I do for a living.
But you complied with it, right?
But I was going to anyways. But I didn't like people telling me that. I thought that was out of line.
I don't know why he's saying that he was planning on waiting to post Sam Hyde content. We have the Twitter timeline of him nonstop posting Sam Hyde content.
It's not content. Those are fucking posts. Really? Really? You mean when I was on a fucking message board in 1997 that was content? Come on.
It's fucking weird. I don't know if he thought it was like a loophole to post on Twitter about Sam Hyde. So I think in his head he was like, I was going to wait to post Sam Hyde content. Parentheses.
Now we're going into a semantic debate about what constitutes content.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Come on, fuck off.
This is the rushed part of it. This is the part that would have got cut if he'd actually put some effort into this.
My problem that you have personal
The funny thing is, he didn't have to do anything. The event went on without a hitch. He didn't have to do anything. Now the next events are in danger going forward because you've made the you've made a Creator Clash uncool. Like it's the pussy boxing, fake boxing group, and then Keemstars, Happy Punch, and Misfits are automatically much cooler. Right? You're going to want to be in the pussy. You want to be in the Nisa, Can't Respect Women boxing group, you know, who those kind of people don't tend to like sports to begin with. Or do you want to be in the cool?
They might get more advertisers because of it. And I think that's playing a big factor in this. They are very concerned about the advertisers and whether they're going to be sponsored or not. That is a definite concern. And that's one of the main reasons why they're saying these things. That's one of the main reasons why they don't want Sam at the event as well. Don't fucking think for a second that money is not playing a factor.
Oh, I'm sure.
It most assuredly is.
You're probably 100% correct. It's just that I mean, like he's just like I said, lost all connection to how the fans work and the fans he cultivated. You know, he thinks by snapping his finger and saying, I changed my mind, it all goes away. What a dummy.
Personal beef with the greatest comedian in the world. If I go to Providence...
How am I the simp? How am I the simp? I want to know. Is it because it's a woman? It's because it's a woman, isn't it? It's okay to simp for a big, gross dude. It's okay. It's understandable. He's big and he's gross.
I remember calling into your show. I mean, must be going back several years now, but pre-COVID, right? Mm-hmm. And you asked me, like, what do you think about idubbbz dating Anissa, an OnlyFans model?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's not something I would do. At the end of the day, like, to each his own, right?
Do you remember what I said? I don't really have a problem with it. I grew up with, like, you know, rock stars dating porn stars. It was no big deal. I was one of the few guys that actually stuck up for him, right? And I don't care. But it's like this.
But what I'll say now,
when your porn star girlfriend gets called a slut, you kind of gotta go, you know. I mean, that guy's a jerk.
Someone who's literally your partner, your life partner, that's too much. That's kind of gay.
If I go to Providence, Rhode Island, get an opportunity to
why is he so fucking surprised? People would have some criticism or are making jokes about Anissa doing OnlyFans.
He even said,
why is he so surprised and so fucking offended by it?
Not only that, he's on record as saying, I don't care if you make jokes. With his defense, he's with the video that he put out that was totally unnecessary about Anissa's OnlyFans. You know, he made jokes about being a cuck on Twitter, okay? He made a crack at himself, self-deprecating, and it was going away. And then he puts out this video and inflames his whole fan base. And it's just like the same type of thing. He got away with that. And now he got away with this too. And Creator Clash and charities got paid. And guess what? He buried himself again. He's delusional. It's clear. It's clear he's delusional.
when I released that content. And it's got nothing to do with you. Not everything that people do with Sam Hyde involves idubbbz. And I think
that's the truth.
That he misinterprets.
Yeah, very good point.
We're not talking about people. We're talking about what you do with Sam Hyde. Because
who the fuck are you to tell him what he can and can't do? I mean, God. Like, why invite him in the fucking first place? Why not cut him immediately? Like, God. No, you said you handled it all wrong. And God, I don't know what part of you thinks this helps.
Because you're in my event. I wish there were many layers of separation so I really could be that disconnected. Unfortunately, I have
You are. Trust me. You wouldn't have made this video if you were attached.
to be around you. You have to fight at my event. I have to share the same space as you know, in the parties.
These words, these sentences. This is something like multicolored hair people on Twitter.
I know.
Sound like.
It sounds like Anissa.
I'm so concerned about sharing the space with you.
Sounds like a
Like,
reply.
what do you want about
It
idiot?
sounds like a reply video to Thunderfoot in 2014.
Yeah, it's fucking. I expect this from a 50-year-old aging fucking Karen, multicolored hair, rainbow-colored fucking hair on Twitter, with her skin hanging down past her chin.
Oh, that's too funny.
And I don't want to do that. I have no interest.
That's the crowd that he's trying to impress. I mean, I don't even think on a content level. I think on a personal level, that's what he wants.
in sharing that space with you.
So for him to tell me, hey, could you wait until after the event to release that? In my mind, I'm thinking, I mean, I could, but it's weird for you to tell me to do that because it's got nothing to do with you.
Another thing that contributed to Froggy getting kicked was that he tweeted at Nathan Barnett, aka Dad. He said, "Dude, I tried hyping you up at Denny's when we ate dinner, and they said they weren't fucking with you and that you were going to lose to AB. They don't even like you." This is one of those things where
So
it was like,
this is the part I didn't understand. I don't know any of the context.
I don't know anything.
Is he saying in this tweet that it was idubbbz and Anissa that made this comment about Dad, and idubbbz is pissed off at it because it's a lie?
No, either way, it came after the fact.
No, so Dad was defending Anissa, and Froggy Fresh talked about a story where they were all hanging out at Denny's, and idubbbz and Anissa were talking shit about Dad. That's the
this is another example of after the fact being presented as it happened before, and this is why we got rid of him. No, you already got rid of him at that point. He was just he was on tilt. That's what he was doing.
Skewed fucking timeline, and that's if intentionally or otherwise, that's very manipulative. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm sure that he's like, I'm not sure how this was go, but if it goes bad, I think I'll skate. I don't think he's skating from this. He's H3 fans for life.
okay, so you basically don't have any good intentions here. You are just like
no, he's presenting.
You don't like.
He's presenting this as if this happened before. Okay, you only have good intentions here. Yeah, he's a liar.
You don't like us. Like, I'm not here to play with people and give them warnings. Like, we're all adults on the card. I'm not going to give you...
Why didn't you tell them to fuck off?
a warning. Actually, no, I will give you a warning if I think you have good intentions. The problem is when you tweet shit out like this and...
See, he was psychic. He knew that Froggy was going to tweet this out ahead of time.
You have the text message exchange that Froggy had with me. I don't think you have good intentions. You're like trying to ruin a relationship between me and one of my friends. Froggy deleted that tweet, and I don't think he deleted it because he felt differently. I think he deleted it because he knew that it could potentially...
I don't think you presented this to me out of order by mistake. I think you presented this to me to gaslight and lie to me. That's what I think.
Actually get him kicked from the event, and would also make him look like an asshole. But he basically reiterated that same thing in a Twitter space.
When I was at fucking Denny's, I was all like...
But he doesn't realize all that can be forgiven because he got angry over getting kicked off for a bullshit joke. He wants you to forget the joke. He even goes, well, that's not why he got fucking shit canned. Nobody believes that. It's completely unbelievable that Froggy didn't get kicked for the joke because of all the other shit, the tweeting, the being friends, talking to him. At no time did idubbbz go to him and says, "Get the fuck out of my ring." He didn't do that. You know, he didn't do it. He didn't say, you need to get the fuck out. You will do one more thing with that guy, he's gone. Well, he did do one more thing, and he let that slide too. It was the Anissa joke that was the final straw. He could have kicked him any time. I'm sorry. I don't believe that it was that big of a deal. I think he was nervous about Sam coming, and then the Anissa thing happened, and he panicked. And now he's trying to shift the narrative to like, how could I let this guy fight? Look what he said about my, wait, he didn't say anything. The guy he trained with did.
Telling them, yo, Dad's a fucking savage. And they're all like, no, Dad doesn't spar with high-level fucking competition. He's going to lose to AB. And I'm thinking, these motherfuckers are...
So who said that? Who said that?
Fucking Ian and Anissa. Like,
so does Ian and Anissa think they're great boxers? High level? What are you talking about?
Well, Anissa surely does, because she said as much. I remember seeing that quote. I just remember it because Sam Hyde was in the call at the same time and just posting laughing, crying face emoji, which is pretty funny.
You imagine believing
But as for like Ian idubbbz, I mean, I don't think he said explicitly that. So I was like, I know it's like kind of fucking cliche, but like anyone who can do it and is willing to do it, step in the fucking ring and bullshit. Yeah, it's good. That's good.
God, man, these. Well, Anissa, that goes with everybody I know that knows Anissa. It's just like she becomes like she's into boxing and then she's the boxing expert. You know,
there's one clip. It's so fucking funny. She's in this call with Sam Hyde. Someone surely got to find it. Yeah, and then it's just Sam Hyde like just spamming the fucking crying face emoji when she's just talking about herself in a certain way. You got to find that clip.
Send that. It's too funny.
That's the way these motherfuckers are. And then they got Dad like riding for them. They don't even, and if like, I wouldn't be like this, but if everybody's going to keep calling me out, like I'm the fucking person that's fucking shit up, like that Dad's out here riding for them. They're all like, they don't even fucking give a fuck about him.
And in the same Twitter space where Froggy says this,
imagine thinking this is damning.
Sam Hyde, Froggy's hero, calls Nathan a rapist like several times.
That Nathan Barnett guy, I guarantee you that guy would rape somebody if he had the opportunity.
Yeah, legally he would rape.
He was so clearly being literal there.
Somebody in Minecraft, by the way.
In Minecraft. Oh, Nick, you made it.
Minecraft. Yes.
He if he had the chance to rape a woman, he would.
In Minecraft.
Not in Minecraft.
And that's a reference. That's a reference to a joke that was done to fucking Hassan Piker. I'd kill Hassan Piker. You would like in Minecraft. No, in real life. I mean, it's the same reference to that joke, you dummy.
I don't want anything to do with Sam. I don't want anything to do.
Oh, wow, he sounds emotional.
With people that think what Sam is doing is okay.
Oh,
it is not okay.
It's not okay. It's inappropriate.
Yes, it's the jargon. It's the words. It sounds like a 50-year-old multicolored Twitter woman.
He's more sophisticated than you, clown.
Part of the Twitter space where Harley is sort of questioning Tyler with why he wouldn't, respond to Anissa. And I think that's a very valid question because you ask any of our fighters and it's like, yeah, Anissa was the one who like solves problems. She is more communicative.
She is the problem.
Than me, and she's better at communicating than I am. I fucking suck at this shit.
Wait, she's better at communicating than you are? You're 7 million, one of the most legendary people on this platform, made some of the most amazing shit respected by anyway, and that bimbo is a better communicator than you? Because she put her feet up on Twitch for 10 years? Get the fuck out of here!
I mean, I don't know, Thomas, she might be now, judging from this fucking video.
She is, and I've been hearing this longer than I've been talking about, the most disliked streamer. The only person I ever heard more complaints behind the scenes about was H3, and number 2 had to be her. And that's long before I said anything about her, and that's long fucking before, like, I even defended him on the OnlyFans. I'm probably the only YouTuber over 10K that defended him on his OnlyFans.
So Anissa is the one. She is the one to talk to.
How was I even supposed to know Ian and Anissa were mad when I get one call from Justin Tracy, then a text message, I respond to it immediately, say, could you communicate through text or email? I'm trained.
Yeah, even Harley was like fucking, wouldn't get to the point when he got shit canned. He wouldn't say, look, you got it for Sam Hyde. It was only after he was pushed that he said that. Oh, he was like, I don't think that's it, buddy. I don't think that's it. That's what Harley did. He never got a straight answer from anybody. I'm sure he wasn't getting a straight answer from her.
And then nothing else. I still don't even know.
What's the last text you sent to Nisa?
it was probably some group message from
okay, but
3
what was the
months,
last
4
text
months
you
ago.
said to Anissa, just you two?
I don't have one direct text from Anissa.
Anissa's
I have
never
a group
texted
chat
you.
with an
How does he think this is an own?
And my wife and Anissa, there's a group chat.
Your
I
wife
do not have
and
any
I'm
direct
so sorry.
contact.
Okay. Did anyone ever text you and your wife? What was the last thing Anissa sent you and your wife to you and your wife's phone? What was the last thing?
What a suck off he is.
Tense moments in the Twitter space as Froggy goes to see.
It's hey Tyler, I'm not.
And hey, like nobody thinks this is a big deal. They think you should have let him fight. They think you should have got over yourself and let him fight. You're saying you couldn't do that, but and then you say you couldn't do that, but you only did it after he cracked the joke. So it just makes you look like a bitch. Like there's nothing to believe here. Nothing makes sense.
Not with Ian. I'm home visiting family. Ian called me not feeling great, and I'm just trying to understand what's happening or how I can help.
What's the date?
Sunday, March.
I wonder if somebody was feeding him.
12th.
Because I got to be honest with you, my dealings with Harley is dumb as a brick. I wonder if somebody was feeding him dates.
You don't want to respond to that?
No, because you don't know the context of that. You don't have the context. Harley, let me give you the context.
Burn her Twitter account instead of responding.
The two of them look very similar with the beards there. You gotta say. He's just a bigger version of them.
Froggy wasn't able to give context for why he didn't respond to Anissa's call and text message in the Twitter space. Harley ended up leaving. The conversation went elsewhere. So he uploaded a Twitter video to explain the context for why he didn't respond to Anissa.
Anissa's last text, which was checking on me. Anissa's.
How did Harley know the date of his Twitter unless he was told by her or him? How would Harley have inside information?
I imagine they're having conversations.
Yeah, they're talking like it's like he's just basically admitted that they were feeding Harley. Harley's a pussy too.
This concern text of hope everything's going okay was a way for her to try to manipulate the situation, to try to do further investigation into my friendship with Sam Hyde. That was not an "Are you okay?" text. That was.
Hi Taylor, I'm not with Ian. I'm at home with my family. Ian called me, feeling great. I'm just trying to understand what's happening or how I can help. And when was this sent, Matt?
It's again like I need the context for this because that just doesn't look on the surface level like manipulation to me. But
Ian is not able to break your shell.
It might be a good point, but it's so minor in the grand scheme of things.
Maybe a vague, concerned, manipulative text from me will be able to.
You know what it looks like too? He's just trying to. I'm not the bad guy. He's the bad guy. You believe the wrong bad guy. It's bad guy. You believe you hate him. Unsub him, and just kicked himself in the ass.
He thinks this text message is manipulation. No, Froggy.
Yeah, I don't see the manipulation.
I don't think it is either. I agree with you.
Let me just say, Anissa is just trying to exist. You know, she doesn't want anything to do with the drama. She doesn't want anything to do with this shit. And I have brought a lot of it into her life. And I take responsibility for that.
No, you don't. You wouldn't have made this video. You know how this went last time with the OnlyFans. How do you think this was going to go? You're not taking any responsibility. You're trying to get a win on Froggy Fresh after the fact, after you already won.
I mean, he's completely misreading the situation, but I just don't understand how he's misreading it that bad.
Delusional, stupid.
Like,
somebody told me he never got any pussy, which I didn't believe. I thought he was just too creative, and people like until her, I'm starting to believe it.
I have heard that somewhere.
I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it. I just figured he was like so artistic and so interesting that somebody would fucking spread his legs for him. I mean, Jesus, he was still pretty famous before he met her. You know, he may be that out to lunch, and that would explain this behavior because that means he grew up on the internet, and that'll make anybody delusional.
Fortunately,
spend too much time. Period. It's going to make you delusional.
A lot of people who think that I've changed or call me a cuck or whatever.
Wait! You told people you did in the beginning of the
video. They've decided instead of saying that I've changed and that I'm the decider of my future.
No, they're saying it's you. They just think your wife influenced. And considering I'm married, you don't think my wife has an influence on me? Everybody knows that. It's common knowledge.
This show could go away with one snap.
She's been the target,
literally,
of a lot of hate And I think it's really shitty. And
she was never a nice person. She wasn't a nice content creator. She was a big
I know
fraud.
so very little about her. Just
she was
nothing.
always just a fraud.
I think I've had one interaction with her. Someone asked me on a stream once, what do you think of Ian and Anissa? And I answered the question, and that answer got taken out of context.
She's a filthy whore. Is that what you said?
It got made to seem like she's constantly talking about him. I said something along the lines.
I remember that. She was.
Yeah.
She kind of was.
Hearing Tyler talk about her in this way is just a reminder where it's like, Anissa's trying to manipulate you. What the fuck was I doing? Was I trying to manipulate you as well? Like, you should probably come out and say that because it seems really...
I do agree that Froggy probably said a lot of crazy stuff after he got kicked off and was mad and what have you. But I don't know how that, even if it is true, how does that change
look,
things?
you've got to put yourself in his shoes. All right, his very small little shoes. And you've got to think like, okay, I've trained for this event for a long period of time. I've given up a significant percentage of my life, of my year to do this. I'm looking forward to it. And then suddenly to have that taken away from you. And it's like all that time I spent training for that is to fucking waste.
Yeah.
I would be enormously fucking pissed.
You might say something out of line. Sky Williams actually had a huge issue with her before all this shit happened many years ago. Tarantula Kid. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know anybody, and this is not like scientific or anything. I don't know anybody that worked with her or dealt with her that didn't have a drama with her. Not all of them went public, but I don't know anybody that walked away saying, that Anissa, she's great.
Sexist and creepy for you to be saying these things.
And then I'll tell you another thing is like she was talking to Dave, and as soon as Beta broke up, she ditched him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like as soon as Leafy didn't respond.
Fucking classic, right?
You know, I mean,
fucking classic.
We kept that secret for years, you know that? Like, we didn't say anything. Like, I remember it was like late 2017 after Beta, like, Anissa call you back? And he goes, nope.
There were loads of people like that. I remember Gabby Hanna did the same to me.
Oh, yeah.
Started following me through Baited and then just like unfollowed.
As soon as
Before Baited ended, I think. It's like another one of those fucking leeches. They're all fucking leeches.
No, they're all like, oh god.
I could tell you some fucking horror stories about people that were messaging me constantly when I was like making content.
Yeah.
And have just not said
a word.
Said
a word to you because you're not there.
Well, one day.
How about the guys that follow you so you don't talk about them? I have a few of them too.
It's all about they think you're relevant or you whatever. They got something to gain from you. So fucking many, Tommy. I swear to Christ.
Remember when Beta started, I was completely ignoring it. I thought these people really liked what I did. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking? You know
what I feel? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I really didn't buy none of this at the beginning until I was living in it. I kept always hearing people saying like, Anissa ruined idubbbz, Anissa ruined idubbbz, and I was always like, nah, whatever. Like they can work out their problems, and I was never buying into that bullshit. But I swear to God, when like
I didn't buy into it exactly either, and I got proof. I got a whole video halfway defending him.
That's like something I can't even speak on because I know very, very little about it. Well, I know very little about idubbbz. We had a few conversations and that was it.
I don't know if it's true, but I don't know why he thinks it's like so outrageous that people have come to that conclusion.
Like once you live an event, it's like, okay, I think Ian met the wrong person. I honestly think it's just like, I think sometimes you bond with the wrong person. It can take you to make the wrong decisions maybe. When I met my wife, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I met my wife, I got better the more time I spent with her because she like was honestly a better person than me. But I feel like, dude, honestly, it seemed like so when Ian as soon as he starts messing with Anissa, it's like Ian goes from the person who would be dogging people, who would sue people, to then like his event that he's running is suing people. It's like a complete flip.
By the way, we
honestly, Tommy, like the whole conversation regarding like, oh, Anissa made idubbbz bad and all that shit from like ex-idubbbz fans and subscribers or whatever is a pretty cringe conversation.
Oh yeah, it's completely cringe.
Like, oh no, she changed him. I mean, that's kind of gay.
But people, you grow the fuck up. I've seen that happen on a local non-YouTube level in high school and afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, I had people not like my girlfriends. I fucking broke up friendships because I couldn't stand being around somebody else's girlfriend. I mean, like I'm starting to really come around to this. This is the first girlfriend he ever had, you know.
Froggy, we have no interest in going to court over $15,000. We wanted that $15,000.
Didn't they threaten him?
Yeah, when I heard that, I thought, there's no fucking way. Asking for the 15,000 back after he's been training for months on his own time.
Somebody
I was like, they can't have done that. They can't have done that. They fucking did it, Tommy.
Yeah. There's a receipt. There's a receipt. And he's sitting there saying, it's like, how stupid are you for believing that, even though they said that to him? They're multi-fucking-millionaires.
Guys, we're not actually going to take him to court.
We're not going to take him to court. We just asked for the money back, and he refused.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
And by the way, they wouldn't win. They wouldn't even win.
Of course,
even if Froggy's signed something,
here's the
there's
thing.
no way.
He's in the States. No one's going to pay for them. We don't have loser. They don't have loser pays in the States. You know that, right? You can lose everything by winning a lawsuit. So when a multi-millionaire that was signed up with a Disney's company for a bit of time, was it Maker Studios, says he's going to sue me, I take heed. And there's no reason that Froggy wouldn't take heed over a threat that you actually made.
He wasn't.
The money was for the training. Did Froggy complete the training? Yes. So where's the suit? Where's the lawsuit? What are you suing him for?
I fired you, so the event didn't go off.
Give us the money back. It's like being employed by a company. Yeah. And then when you're fired from that company for whatever reason, right? Every salary we've ever given you, every paycheck we've ever given you, give it back to us now. Cheers.
It's like being fired from a company
crazy.
and fired and then sued for not showing up after you got fired.
God, that we're not suing him.
Froggy, if you're let back on, it's not like you're gonna make
that suing him thing hurt. That really hurt.
Another OnlyFans joke about Denisa, right? Like.
This emoji does perfectly fit Boblax, by the way. Like that's the perfect.
It certainly does.
He does actually look like.
And I don't care whatever I've said about Boblax. Boblax looks way cooler right now with that emoji than idubbbz ever did in this fucking whole scenario. Anyway,
like if they make me sign a contract that I can't, then I won't.
I find it so strange because it's like,
That was a joke. Obviously, I wouldn't do any more OnlyFans.
I don't think Froggy respects sex workers. I think he has some really old, tired opinions about people who do sex work. I think.
Does he have to be in your little boxing event? Did you make sure all the other boxers respected sex workers?
Verbiage he uses, Tommy? What's the adjective he uses there? It's backwards? What did he say?
It's backwards. It's sophisticated. Here's the thing. Yeah, listen to this. I got news for you. Because I know you've been hanging around your woke fucking friends and shit, but you're the one that has the minority opinion. And by the way, I'm more on the page with you. I'm not really into judging girls on fucking... and you know this about me. We've had arguments about this clown. I've never been into that. You want to fucking shake your ass?
I very much am, yes.
Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah. I can accept that. But here's the thing. I know I'm kind of in the minority. Why don't you know that?
I think online, yes, you're in the fucking minority. Yeah.
I think in general...
he's asking for people to respect a sex worker. What the fuck is respectable? I don't get it.
What's respectable about it?
It's never going to be respectable to me.
It's not even whether it's for me.
You're literally showing your pussy for money. You're offended about being called a whore?
Yeah.
What do you think a fucking whore is? It's for money. I don't understand. It's the literal fucking definition of a whore.
My fucking argument would be, oh goddamn, like it up. It's not like she's running around licking up, blowing guys. She's showing her naked body. Whatever. And that would be my argument.
She's not a porn star.
And that would be my argument. But here's the thing. I know it's a minority opinion, but apparently it's mainstream to idubbbz.
I don't think Froggy respects sex workers.
Check this out.
You're a whore. You're a whore. Just admit it.
Yeah,
You're a whore. You whore yourself out online. You whore yourself out in front of your family and your friends. You're a whore, plain and simple. Just admit that you're a whore and a slut and a harlot.
A harlot? Who uses that language?
Context for that. I do somewhat remember this. Yeah. Who was he talking about?
think it was
I don't remember. I just found the clip.
He was doing those male things, I think.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess he would say that, well, I don't do that anymore. But you're just completely out to lunch. Like
it's like Content Cop.
This is what
Twitter
I'm talking about.
Surely should have a field day
when he thinks he's entitled to a fan base. He's because of his genius. Because like nobody on their right mind would think that you could snap your fingers and change it. Most YouTubers would be terrified about changing their content and making public comments. They might say something like, "I just can't do this anymore, and I'm going to do something different. And I hope you guys stick around. But if you don't, it's been nice knowing you." That's not what he did.
I think he has some really old, tired opinions about people who do sex work. I think he
tired opinions. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Like, it's not common now.
Medieval or something. Oh, we're not.
It's
it's not in the fucking medieval times anymore. Like, what are you fucking on about?
He might as well just
this
say
is
right
a normal
afterwards.
reaction to someone who sells their body for money. I would
might
say.
As well say word for word, "I'm woke now. I used to not be," and that's how stupid this is.
Weird opinions as well about masculinity and shit.
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
A lot of it.
Well, it was a strange edit.
It is somewhat okay. So let's give idubbbz the benefit of the doubt here regarding his masculinity. Yeah. There are some aspects about him, and let's be fair, that are masculine. I mean, boxing, taking up boxing, that's a masculine pursuit, I would say. He has said some masculine things in the past.
But that's not what he's saying.
The fact he's fucking, but then he's with fucking an OnlyFans model.
No.
Putting it nicely. Yeah. That is, you cannot make the argument that is a masculine trait.
That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that he has weird opinions on masculinity, right? In other words, he's more traditional. Yeah. I got news for you. You have the minority opinion about masculinity. It's you. It's you. Like, masculine guys don't go around crying about somebody calling their girlfriend a slut when they're known for being probably the most legendary bully on the platform. They don't do that. That's not very masculine. You have the minority opinion, but you're so fucking you're so in your own world, you forgot how the rest of it works. God. You don't even know that you have a minority opinion. It's amazing.
It's not explicitly said, but when you listen to the jokes, it's like, oh, that's actually just your opinion phrased in a comedic way.
There was some type of nerd fight last year, and Chris Ray.
Imagine thinking this would own you.
And all these people, it's like some big ethot worshiping party at these things, and I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about. But everybody's there to worship ethos or fucking ethot or like touching ethot's titty or pussy. It's always that, and it's just like, what happens is people get all excited about it. And I think Chris Reagan was like, he probably thought he was gonna go there and beat some fucking nerd up and he was gonna win. Like, I don't know if they're giving. I think they give away like OnlyFans girls there at these events. I don't know what kind of sponsorships going on. Like, if you win certain fights, I think you get to own some of these girls for some of the nights.
Awesome.
I don't know how it works, but I think Chris was like he had plans to go beat up a nerd and however they get to like lease one of these girls. And
let's say give away OnlyFans, we get to own some of these girls, to get to lease some of these girls.
Those are jokes.
Yeah, I know.
Those are obvious jokes.
Oh, what he's saying is these are really his opinions.
It's the most slippery argument you made by far.
Like,
when you start saying that, you have to start looking at everything that he said or made as a joke or claims that was a joke, and maybe that was his true opinion. That is like the most dangerous fucking argument he could have made.
Yeah,
really.
it's usually when you don't have one when you do that. I remember what did I say? I got in trouble for telling. I got in a fight with a doctor, and I said, "You talk to me that way again, I'll kill you." All right. Look, it's illegal. You can't say it, right? So I got locked up for it, right? So when I was asked what I did, and I told the truth, what I did, I said, "Look, I was like this is something I grew up saying, and like pretty casually. I obviously didn't mean it." And the person I was talking to was like, "I'm sorry. I don't understand." Well, that wasn't like my intent, and I certainly didn't do anything that made that happen. That would indicate that was going to happen. I was just running my mouth. I'm not like they were pretending, they're gaslighting me. They're pretending not to get him, to get me, you know, and act because it helped their case. Yeah.
And you know, sometimes jokes are misinterpreted quite easily.
Sure.
And sometimes there's a genuine miscommunication there.
And
I do not know how you misinterpret this one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And sometimes people try to hide their opinion, and I give them that, but this ain't it. Like some people you say something like incredibly fucking racist that couldn't be really interpreted any other way, you know. And it's like, man, I think you're a little, you know, you're a bad guy, dude.
Sometimes it's not obvious and genuinely there is a miscommunication.
But this is like, ugh.
But you know, this is kind of
he got there.
It's dishonest.
Well, Ian was probably
never thought I'd be saying that about him.
Thinking like, because I think man, I need to just stop all this, probably.
No, Froggy, keep going. I think you should keep going. I think
imagine thinking this is helping his case.
Women of the world need to hear your opinions on these things. Talk more.
Wow, talk more. Get canceled because cancel culture's great. I'm idubbbz.
About how sex workers are property. That's a funny joke. It was super funny the third time that you referred to women as property. That was the funniest one.
Oh my God. Can you imagine this?
Because when you said lease, I was like, yeah, I know what a lease is. Even if you didn't do any of the Sam Hyde stuff, why would we want you at our event? Like, if you're just going to blatantly disrespect sex workers and women and other fighters, saying that they're
that fucking line. If you're just going to blatantly disrespect sex workers.
It's funny.
That one fucking line.
It's almost,
holy shit.
It's almost like he's goofing on something.
It's like almost oxymoronical.
He's like goofing on a guy.
I don't want to share the space with you.
Oh,
I don't,
there's more of that language.
It's the jargon. That's the worst part.
He's indoctrinated. It's so obvious. I don't think it's. I think you've been indoctrinated. I don't know if she had anything to do with it or not.
Comfortable because you're there. Like you don't get the vibe. All right. The vibe is sex workers and fighting, I guess. And you don't like the sex workers part. I don't think Froggy is doing Sam Hyde's dirty work by, shit talking Anissa. I think it's just pretty.
I think he's just pissed off he kicked him off the fight, but what do I know?
Clear that he holds similar opinions to Sam Hyde.
How is he doing this? He's trying to like make him like this right-wing hateful wacko. Like, what a fucking screw job. But how did this video start off? I've changed.
Similar opinions to Sam Hyde fans.
Yeah, you have. It used to be funny when you did this drama shit.
Is like you're just gonna repeat the shit that your hero is saying.
You have to ditch Yoko Ono.
Drop Yoko Ono, bro. It's got to be over. It's got to be over.
And leave the girl. Ditch the girl.
I think Ian met the wrong
I mean,
person.
that's true. That's a true point. Like, his fans are always going to do that.
It is cringy. I give you that.
I mean, it's such a terrible fucking fan base. I mean, it's to be expected, right?
That was Turkey Tom, by the way.
The 12-year-old edgelords.
That was Turkey Tom?
We just like have fucking. We don't understand like the concept of a joke.
The only thing is Turkey Tom made this leap. He probably meant it.
With the wrong person, it can take you to make the wrong.
What did Turkey Tom tell me once? That Alex Jones told everybody about Epstein Island, and he like, oh god.
She's probably a succubus that's like sucking the life out of him.
Sad to see you didn't make the card again. When will idubbbz break free from that succubus that is holding him back?
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
Anissa's concern text of hope everything's going okay was a way for her to try to manipulate the situation.
I think initially you can just buy that.
Yeah.
I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity. Yeah. Her anal bead package came out, and it was $100 to look at pictures of her with anal beads.
I think they give away like OnlyFans girls there. I think you get to own.
And most of this was after the fact. I'm pretty sure some of these Sam Hyde comments were after the Froggy Fresh thing. Some of them. I don't think all of them were. The one where he's standing in a field without a shirt on doing the boxing, I'm pretty sure that happened afterwards, because I think I watched that and people were calling in asking about Sam thought about Froggy Fresh.
Some of these girls, they get to like lease one of these girls. So Ian really embarrassed himself, and so he didn't want Sam at his event because Ian doesn't want people who are bigger and more talented than him upstaging him. That's what it is.
I think that's
Tyler is like repeating all of
straight
these
up.
narratives.
That's not the reason why.
You see what he just did? He's played this particular cut like 3 times. This is really deceptive. Yeah. And then he's played this cut before in this video, I think 2 other times. And then he says, this.
Tyler is like repeating all of these narratives about how I've changed.
Oh, fuck. Such a great observation, Tommy. Very, very good observation.
Wow. I don't believe somebody with his talent level doesn't do that.
Very good observation. Very good, that.
Wow.
That's a common
this guy, that's like playing the clips of me and saying, this guy can't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh,
when you're repeating multiple clips and then you're talking about repetition in the next kind of unreal.
I can't believe I'm here. I mean, this is like an alternate timeline. Oh my God! I feel like that DLC that you got with the Force Awakens when you like kill Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker. I mean, what happened? You know,
the worst.
I mean, the whole point of repeating those clips is to cement in your mind.
Yeah, and then he says,
it seems more valid when you repeat a clip like that, like it's a proper gotcha, right? I mean, that's why he's done it.
God, maybe Anissa didn't do this video because all the other ones are a lot better.
Responsible for my change in a bad way is Anissa. Anissa is a manipulative person. Oh yeah, that I'm like concerned about getting upstaged by Sam or people who are more talented than me, which is insane to me because I've put on this event twice, me as the main fight, and I've lost both times. That's pretty upstaged. As a side note,
that's not what the event's about, you dishonest prick. It's about personalities. So I got to be honest with you. It almost looks like they're right.
It's about micro celebrities beating each other up.
And here's the thing: he tried to trap Sam, and he got upstaged, and it looks like he's afraid of it's happening again. Nerd City apparently agrees with me.
Sam Hyde has made it a habit to try to sound like a reasonable person by saying...
By the way, tell him I called him a giant pussy.
Ian and Anissa just asked, I'll stop harassing them.
Yeah, if Ian ever hit me up and was like, hey man, can you leave me alone? I'd stop talking about him. Whatever. I don't care that much.
If you ask me to stop, I'll stop.
Which on its face is already an insane thing to say. Of course, no one wants to be harassed.
If they let Froggy back on the card,
okay, this harassment thing. He calls it harassment, right? It's not fucking harassment.
That's what they call harassment.
This is. Do you remember the episode? Episode number 3, baited.
Yeah.
I'm calling Keemstar a rat.
Yep.
And he claims it's harassment.
It's harassment.
It's the same level.
It's the same. Well, this happens all the time. When people hear stuff they don't want to hear, it's harassment. Harassment.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's not harassment.
I was listening to your show with Abby Blackburn today, Matt. Apparently, I guess if Ghosty calls me and says that she's a bitch, he thinks she's going to that he somehow loses his First Amendment rights.
Yeah, look. Look,
what was she thinking? She said if he go, something tells me, and I'm not a lawyer. If she said that if he talks to my friends, right, and I guess it would have to be on like that he would do it. That somehow he's guilty of a crime under California law. First of all, if that's true, that law needs to go because of violation of the First Amendment. Ghosty can call me up and tell me you're a cunt. All right? I'm sorry. He can't like constantly get sock accounts and fuck with you, but he can bitch.
Or Anissa ever again. I'll shut up forever. How about that?
I get to bring back someone on the card.
By the way, I want to steal D-Max for a few episodes.
Who doesn't respect me, my wife, other fighters, and in return I have the chance of not being harassed by Sam Hyde? Oh man.
Well, he wasn't at the time.
It's not harassment. It's not harassment. It's just not.
Yeah, I know.
The only case where it would be harassment is if some of Sam's fans then start targeting like the family and like the doxing and all that fucking weird shit. That would again, like we've had this conversation so many times, that would not be Sam's fault unless he explicitly tells them to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And how many people got harassed when he made a fucking video on him? You know,
I would not be surprised. I would not be fucking surprised if some of Sam's fans have already done this. I mean, it would be sensible for Ian not to even mention it.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if that's happened. And then, therefore, that's why he's equating this harassment now with the harassment that he's claiming.
I hope
he's taking place in the video.
I hope he does a video and he makes like, this is Tommy C calling a woman a cunt. He hates women. I really want to see that. Just do it. Do a video on Bovax or any of us. Make us famous, please.
Just so we're on the same page in case I have to make a future video.
All right, well, he's not going to do that. I'll tell you why.
Oh, no, this video's done.
He's definitely not because, I mean, he censored Nicholas Diorio and Boblax with the fucking emoji, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want them to be known, basically.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he does. The bigger, if he is doing another video, the sub, like, if his pattern is consistent, he'll wait till this dies. He'll start getting a few subs back, and then he'll destroy himself as soon as he uploads. It was
a direct snub. It was like, this is just some fucking nerd
we
who's
are
too irrelevant.
A month or two away from why am I still getting hate? I mean, really.
Respectable guy. He's not going to continue to harass me because he says, by his own admission, he doesn't care that much.
I don't care that much.
This is my request. I would like you to not harass me or my wife or anyone.
How is bitching about his public figure wife? Fuck you. She's a bitch.
That we're friends with.
Like, unless there's been some far more serious shit going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of, this just, it's not harassment. I'm sorry.
No, it isn't. And not only that, like, it might be if like his wife was like completely and totally behind the scenes and we didn't even know her name, and he starts going on and on and on about her and then sue him if that was the case. But she's a public figure.
You're allowed to insult someone, make jokes about them, and criticize them. This is fucking perfectly legal. Well, it probably won't be legal for much longer in the UK.
Harassment is a crime. No. Well, you moved. Harassment is a crime. I mean, like, unless you're saying it like facetiously, which I don't think you are. I guess I could be wrong. Don't want to put words in your mouth. Don't want to pretend I can see what's in your heart like you do to other people.
Also,
it's an easy conversation. Like, it just does not constitute harassment, either literally or legally.
This is what that's what I said. This feels like a Chris Ray gun video in 2015. I didn't harass anybody. See, harassment is that's the Chris Ray gun video.
Encompasses all the little loopholes. All right, you can't just then like refer to me as a goblin and be like, I didn't say his name. I wasn't talking about him.
This is just like, I'm sorry, I just realized this just now. Like, this is an actual kind of challenge offering Sam. Like, okay, you can't harass me. You can't call me a goblin. Let's see if you can find a way around this I'm giving you for not doing it.
It's bizarre.
It's like, if I'm Sam Hyde, if I'm a troll, I'm hearing this, I'm like, oh, fuck. I've got to find a really creative way.
And he
to
knows
fuck with
this. He knows this because he's done
I wonder
this.
if he does it. Does he? Because that's quite a. I only just realized this now. I only thought of that now. I mean, everything else that idubbbz, well, mostly everything else in this video has been pretty disconnected. I don't even know if he's made this connection at the
bizarre.
end.
Yeah, he
I
sounds
don't
like
know.
somebody's been taken in by an ideology.
A goblin. That's not acceptable.
Really?
That's not acceptable. And he waves his finger.
Like,
how is this real? How is this fucking real?
Goblin cop.
Isn't just for like.
He feels like an Andy Kaufman goof.
Me and Anissa's comfort. There are a lot of people who don't want anything to do with Sam Hyde who are fighting on our card. There are a lot of people who are our fans who want nothing to do with Sam.
And by the way, Riveter did some research into that. They couldn't find anybody that gave a fuck that was on the card.
So we're trying to protect them. We're trying to protect the environment that we're in, and we want it to be comfortable for everyone.
Yeah,
I truly
safe space.
believe if we had Froggy participate through the rest of the event, it would have made the event worse, like noticeably worse. Because
no worse than Chris fucking putting Chris' life in danger.
we are all trying to work together.
Actually, no, you put somebody's life in danger.
Make the show as good as possible, and I think if Froggy does,
I thought the word SJW was like, I was actually the last guy that said it. It's like not cool to say it anymore. It's like he's like bringing it back. Yeah, I mean,
fuck with what we got going on.
If you think about it, it's kind of like a TanaCon moment there, a little bit, right?
Because
something could have happened. Like What happened to Tanacon? Everyone became dehydrated and had to be like
carried out,
airlifted out of the fucking building because they didn't get enough water. What if Chris Ray-Gun had been seriously hurt? I mean, it's potentially possible. Potentially possible.
Oh, that was dangerous what they did. That guy was too big. I mean, they just took him like let's give him for a reason. As short as he was. They took like the shortest guy they could get. That's the best they could do. You know, unbelievable.
Difficult. One way or another, it was going to be difficult. In closing, I want to say that Creator Clash is probably the single best thing that I've ever done in my life.
Sure.
It has, brought...
If it gives you so much satisfaction, why are you making this video? Why would you even give a fuck about washed up, Froggy fucking Fresh? He hasn't really been on the scene for years. You gave him a
we know the answer is he's damaged by what people are saying.
Yeah.
Like, comments affect everyone in the end.
It's harassment.
Like, if there's going to be a lot of it. And they've gotten to him, and he's trying and thinks he can rectify it.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I just really don't understand, I've got to cart back to that.
Yeah.
Why did he spend so little time on it if it was so clearly important to him? Like, look at anyone who's responded to, like, serious drama or allegations, whatever, in the last few years. They have taken their fucking time. Slazzo, Pyrocynical, whatever. Appreciate that these are allegations rather than just, like, responding to drama, but the same principle applies. They take their fucking time, often weeks, to respond in a way that they hope is going to be received well, to get all the points across and make sure you don't seem hypocritical and taking things out of context, and looking like a fucking coward, worm, pussy, any other fucking adjective or noun people have applied to this. Why the fuck did he not do that as someone who has made genuinely very high quality content in the past? He should know to do that.
But why?
Sure.
But when you're God,
and it's got to be, the answer is, and it's got to be what you said, ego. A total
when you're God.
Misplaced ego.
Yeah. When you're God, he started.
Or just plain fucking out of the loop foolishness.
He forgot how lucky he was. He forgot that getting a platform, even at my low level, is a really more than circumstance, networking, than it is talent. And he believed his own bullshit. And by the way, I get it too, man. He's really good. I mean, I used to make fun of you for how much you fawned over him. I
loved his content. Again, I barely knew the guy.
Yeah.
And the content holds up today. It's good.
Absolutely. It's fantastic.
It's good.
But it's like...
And it's respectable, and it's worth admiring. To this day, it's worth admiring. And if it entertains you, like, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
There's such a sense of entitlement to a new, more adult fan base. Like the kids he was entertaining like 6-7 years ago are still in their mid-20s. And they don't necessarily want to be lectured about what's inappropriate.
Well, I was still in my 30s, and I still enjoyed and appreciated the content.
I like it. I like
fellow creator of
people
something similar myself.
I
think it still holds up to this day.
Yeah.
Even with the advances in like editing and so on and so forth.
Yeah. All right.
And if he wants to move on, it's like I said before. I know I'm probably repeating myself, but if he wants to move on now, who fucking cares? Let him do it. You don't need to keep saying it though. He doesn't need to keep fucking saying it.
Well, you know who else has done that? And it hasn't worked for? H3. He's always telling everybody change over and over again, and how everybody else is stupid, and how he's more sophisticated than everybody now. And he's not. He's just a dumb.
It's perfectly acceptable to flip your content, given that it's so fucking difficult.
But you have to like his wife.
Content on YouTube.
You don't understand.
Anymore.
You have to like his wife too. All right, let's give idubbbz the last word.
Joy to me and Anissa. It has brought the most awesome people that I've ever met. It's brought them into my life.
Yeah, Filthy Frank did it. Did he tell everybody that they were racist that liked his old content? No, he didn't.
And I'm super grateful, and I want to keep doing it. And
although I will say,
so much to me.
Filthy Frank did condemn his old content at multiple
and I'm going to protect the fighters.
Yeah, when the pressure was on, but he didn't. He didn't insult the fan base.
Oh, he did. While he was still going, he did.
Filthy. No, filthy.
He fucking
Joe.
hated his own
Joe.
from what I
Oh, why are we
understand.
still going? I mean, that's part of the joke. That's part of the joke.
Despised him. I mean, who wouldn't? Who fucking wouldn't, right?
But I
and by the way, like, Sam fucking despises his own fan base as well. I mean, that much is clear.
Yeah, it's probably true too. I think most people. I think a lot more YouTubers.
I think when you get to a certain point,
yeah,
who doesn't? How can you not? Right?
I don't feel that way. I'm not trying to sound like I'm above.
I said when you get to a certain point, so we're talking
fair enough.
tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Fair enough. I didn't.
Yeah, you're not there yet, Tommy.
Like a small community, like that's when you're.
Can you guys give me more subs and money so I can hate you? Speaking of subs and money, we're going on right after this for the after show. What do you got to do to be after show? You got to be a member here on YouTube or Twitch, and you sync it with Discord, and we'll keep going offline. We're about to wrap this shit up.
In the event, and you know, I'm not, when it comes to people wanting to fuck around and mess with the vibes, I'm not gonna tolerate it. You know, you're gonna get kicked from the card if you're
after the fact.
a piece of shit, and if you're not
I
communicating.
loved how he just presented all the stuff that he said after the fact as evidence he was being a piece of shit all along. That's funny.
And if you're not cooperating. And I want nothing new with Sam Hyde as well. So
guess
fuck that
what,
guy,
bucko?
And thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Who was Sam Hyde's other victim? Who used to get Fontano? That's who you are, pal. You're Anthony fucking Fantano, and Fantano handled it.
I paid money. I'm on the floor seats, and I see.
Oh, he took a swing at fucking
Rusty Cage. But like, I don't understand why he left this clip at the end. It doesn't make any sense.
Because fucking everything hurts his fucking feelings. You know, he's so above this shit. Everything's hurting his feelings, clearly.
Like some shenanigans going down. I take a photo of it. It's just people holding up a sign. It said Froggy did nothing wrong. Like seemingly.
See, guys, after this video, this is how he saw this. After all the evidence I presented that Froggy Fresh was a bad guy, after all that was done, there is no way you can see that sign and think it's funny.
Innocuous. Yeah, right. I go to this like after event, and Anissa comes up to me.
This clip is fucking hilarious because like it just makes me look so sad. He's sat here, little Rusty Cage is sat here next to a fucking giant. Yeah. It's like I don't know what I did wrong. Like Rusty Cage is a nice guy. He doesn't understand it. And he's like behind an American flag. There's a fucking noose in the background.
That's Rusty. That's Rusty. He built a guillotine in his house, like a real one. You know that?
Yeah. He's making a fucking guillotine. This guy.
No, he did. It's done. He's chopping shit with it already. Yeah,
it's
fantastic. Hold on, let me finish this.
Yeah, right. I go to this like after event, and Anissa comes up to me. She comes up and says that tweet was really not cool, and I just
that's manipulative.
Apologize. I felt kind of like a bitch. I was like, why the fuck did I apologize?
Yeah, why did you?
Masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
So I don't get it. I don't understand that.
He's out the line. He's delusional. It's beyond fucking. I think it's beyond discussion. At this point.
I got some clips for you, Tommy, that I sent. I got the timestamp that Clown was talking about where Sam Hyde's like putting the laughing emojis on.
Fire away.
Yeah, it's in your DMs.
Here it comes.
We'll probably be in contact with a sports psychologist. I played competitive sports my whole life, so I'm kind of aware of what's going to happen and how it's going to feel. I've already been talking to Ian about it, but we'll have a sports psychologist and work through doing ring walks and like all of that stuff. I think
sports psychologist only fucking you don't get sports psychologist at what level you have to be at. Lionel Messi, Michael Jordan, not fucking. This is a fun event, you bimbo.
It'll be good.
I'll practice taking off my shirt.
I personally,
Ian, I want to see I want to see how much better Ian's gotten. I want to feel your power levels, man.
I think you're going to be shocked, Sam.
It's
I think you're going to be the most
before the first creator clash.
Oh,
yeah.
What he used to look like.
He looks.
Honestly,
he looked really good.
It's the right stream.
How much weight
be a
did you
little
have
bit
to put
earlier
on?
I'm not sure.
Let me see that.
So I guess
any other ones?
Well, I mean, it was just.
I'm sure someone can find it after the stream, but don't want to hold everyone up.
You know,
I got it.
Oh, you got it.
You got it. I want to see some myself.
There you go.
Man, idubbbz is just. He's too funny. Just keeps coming. Keeps coming.
We've got quite a few people that they were my dream picks.
Who's your dream pick?
Well,
None of your business, Sam.
If they decide to cancel, me and Sam will definitely do it.
Cool.
Cool. That's great.
That's insane. Like, is there something that you did to help you eat? Like, what did you do to put on the pounds?
She sounds like kind of a bitch.
I don't know. Just weightlifting with Anissa and eating a lot.
I have a kinesiology background, nutrition background, so I just...
Where did you have time to get that? You've been on fucking YouTube. Was she going to school? Or Twitch?
I don't even know what a fucking kinesiology background is. Like,
does she have a degree? I bet she doesn't.
Tell me what to eat.
Where did she have time to get a degree in anything?
Do you guys have your commentators and the ring announcer and
It's outrageous.
And there's one clip that Nick wanted to show you.
We've got quite a few people that they were my dream picks.
Okay, all right, okay. She doesn't know what she's fucking talking about. How much you want to bet? Oh, Nick's at this. This is good. Hold on. Oh, Nick put himself out there.
Gift to you that we'd kick you off the card. You have no more obligations, and you can immediately just pivot into boxing for misfits. It's like that's the culture that you want. You want the non-sissy, you want the macho dude traditional boxing culture. So go over there and box for them. You don't even have.
If you want the woke, lame, feminine, fucking cuck of boxing, come to us.
You missed so many months of training. You've been training. So hop on one of those cards. But unfortunately, Froggy doesn't want to hop on one of those cards because he thinks the skill level is too high.
Personally, in my opinion, I think the talent at Misfits and Happy Punch is in a different league that is out of my league.
Footwork is amazing.
Yeah, and then Nick's picture's right above this. That's
yeah.
Too funny. Too funny. Jesus Christ. I don't like. I guess that was supposed to make him look like a pussy. I suppose.
I think that was probably one of the best points he made because I mean, Froggy Fresh is out on that.
That's not saying much.
Yeah,
it really
he's like, oh yeah, I don't want to box on Misfits.
Okay, he doesn't want to box on Misfits. So what?
And to be fair, I think the boogie, and that's another thing that's like the timeline is skewed because I think the Boogie and Wings of Redemption fight was announced after Froggy Fresh said that. As for this fight. The one is on your screen right now. The one below Nick's.
So it's deceptive.
I'm not sure.
That's a fucking good point.
So again, it's like it's getting the timeline of
it's also kind of a red herring because the reason people are pissed at him is because Froggy was kicked off the card, not because he didn't decide to fight at Happy Punch. Or the Misfits. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
This is a separate point.
It's like the last scene of it's like the last scene in the video. Maybe it's just a threat to Rusty Cage. That last scene. Maybe he thinks people see him as 2016 Ian. Newsflash: they don't. I mean, they don't. And I'm the expert in this.
Otherwise, I don't really know why he's included that fucking clip at the end. It doesn't make any sense to me. What did you say before? It was because he's just this fucking butthurt over it.
Yeah,
that's why he's included it. These comments are getting
he's defending his.
I mean, it is a demonstration of just having very fucking thin skin. I would have never thought of it. Never thought about it.
Never. In a million years.
I guess the signs were there because he went on that podcast with Ethan. H3 podcast a while back, and he admitted to being, which shocked me at the time. I was like, can't believe he just admitted to that, being damaged. And I was like, well, that's impressive that he's admitting to it because he knows he's going to get shit for it, surely. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But maybe that was fair enough, but now it's just like a demonstration of very, very thin skin, in my opinion. It
sucks.
Yeah.
All right,
that's what the takeaway for me. It sucks. Because this is still, I like to think, a pretty talented guy that has the capacity to be very funny and make good content. And I'm not sure what he's doing to himself now. And I don't think you can put it all on his wife.
No, I don't think so either.
Something has radically changed his opinion. And in my opinion, not for the fucking better, mate.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I don't think you can say with any certainty that his wife had any impact. It's just, it's like, when it's just like calling people names. You know, what do they call that?
Nothing. It's nothing.
It's nothing.
I mean, worse things were said when I was in fucking boarding school.
Oh, sure.
Fucking, what are you on about? It's nothing. It's nothing.
Did a lot of gay stuff go on in boarding school? I bet it did. Yes, it did.
Gay stuff? There were a few cases.
Little buggery in boarding school, was there?
Bit of buggery in fucking school showers, communal showers. We had those, yeah. We did.
Buggery. Oh, God. Jeez. I think we're going to end it. I know there's a lot of people. I think that's said it all there. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of calls. We've really been on longer than I want to be on. We're going to continue.
Well, why don't you take a few calls, like 10 minutes worth of them, and I'll go take a piss.
All right. Well, I was going to do the after show. I'm going to try to force them in there. Now, I'll take... Let's take two new...
They've been waiting this long.
Yeah, I thought you weren't doing that.
Joe Jangles is there.
Joe,
Janessa.
all right, I'll get Joe.
She's
Joe Dangles. Joe, you're on the air.
I'm just going to take a piss real quick, Tommy.
Okay.
Hold on, let me mute my stream real quick.
All right.
Holy shit, Joe Jangles? Damn.
Yeah.
Once again on Tommy's stream?
I know, right? Okay. So
Who's Joe Jangles?
I just
I knew. Tommy, it's Mudahar's girlfriend. Remember?
Hey, how you doing? I remember now.
How you doing?
Did I tell you? Your boyfriend is the best. He's the greatest YouTuber of all time.
True. He is. Here's the thing.
I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I
No,
apologize.
I honestly think the thing about Anissa is she wants to be liked by the whole consensus.
Yeah,
you know,
and
probably. she's had a hard time dealing with people don't like her.
Yeah.
So that's influence. You know, if idubbbz wants to stick up for her, I get it. I totally get it.
Sure.
But not everybody's gonna like you, and you can't go to bat every single time somebody says something nasty about your wife or your girlfriend.
I can only imagine what your man puts up with. Do you have any idea? And my wife has made no presence online whatsoever. Okay. Do you have any idea what they've said about her and me and our relationship? But
yeah,
I knew the day that beta took off that this was eventually going to happen. And I couldn't get a pick. Somebody was calling me a cuck because I disagreed with the way that idubbbz has handled this. But if I did what idubbbz did, I'd be in his position right now. You know,
making it worse,
yes.
making it objectively
and also
worse.
Bringing more attention to my wife. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
bringing more hate. Those people that what I've learned in the last year and a half, is that people that are going to be hell bent on hating you, they're going to hate you anyway.
Period.
Regardless of what you say or do. So I'm not going to if people don't like me, I'm not going to whine to Mudahar and say, you got to make a video defending me.
You'd be hurting him. You would be hurting him if you did that.
I would discourage it, but if he wanted to, I would discourage it.
Yeah.
I would be like, listen, you can't do this. Like, just keep your fucking channel for your channel and do your thing. He wouldn't do that in that way. I mean, do you see people say really horrible things about, like, Charlie's girlfriend? You know,
do they? I didn't even know he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, people just will like tell her to fuck herself like on Instagram for like no reason.
Yeah,
and could you imagine Charlie going to bat every single time? Ludwig doesn't do that. I mean, like there was that one clip a couple weeks ago about QT Cinderella where she was talking about.
You know, this is exactly why Ninja doesn't stream with women. Because it's going to bring them all sorts of hate, and it's going to bring his wife hate, and that's why he doesn't do it. It's a stress thing. I can understand, you know, and you can't complain about it. He took shit for not doing it. I don't blame him a bit. You know, his wife's got to put up with it, and he's got to put up with his wife, not you, feminist, for being mad at him for not streaming with women. Yeah, I get with you. I get.
If you don't respond to it, it just kind of has a tendency to just not be loud, and it goes away. It goes away.
Grit your teeth and let it go away. And you know, you're I almost said your husband, maybe your boyfriend. We had our little thing, which was very, very minor, by the way. And I don't hate you. I never did. All right, but he could have made life a living hell for me, and he also could have stepped in it, right? By making himself look like the bully going after me in your name. He was smart enough not to do that. Now, I'm not saying this is a threat. I'm just saying this is an optical thing, right? Like he could have wiped me off the floor with, and then he could have made himself look like a bully. Like, why bother? Why not just let some things you can't let slide, right? I think it's somebody in your circle, if they say like you're a slut or something like that, if it's in his circle, he's got to do something about it. But if it's just randos, there's nothing you could do about it. You know,
like going after every rando, and I get it. Like Sam's whole fan base is probably not fun. I totally understand that. But that's the fan base.
But definitely portions of it, pretty big portion of it, it's fucking cancer, pure cancer.
Oh God.
And you have to, and at some point you're just gonna have to go, you know what? Fuck this. Like if she does want, if it's true that she wants him to fight, then she's doing him a bigger disservice anyway. And I think the OnlyFans video that he did was totally not necessary. If he's really supportive of it, he doesn't need to prove it to everybody. It's just like this constant need to prove to everybody that they're nice, good people just trying to live their life.
Yeah.
Okay, then just do that. It doesn't need
You know
to
what that
be
looks
said.
like? It looks like the Worldwide Privacy Tour. You know, and honestly, I'm thinking Prince William. When they both get divorced, I think him and Prince William are going to be not William, the other one. They're going to be going bowling. Harry and Ian are going to be going bowling if this keeps up. Jesus.
It's like I said earlier in the call. He wants his cake and he wants to eat it fucking too. I mean, that's the expression. That's what it is. All round.
Willie Mack
Nobody
show.
was even talking about it. Nobody was even talking about Creator Clash anymore. Who the fuck was talking about this?
Talking about Froggy Fresh. Nobody remembers Creator Clash. They remember Froggy Fresh. The Froggy Fresh.
Nobody was talking, but like nobody was talking about this over the last.
Not in a negative way.
Like,
it died down.
Yeah.
He brought it back into the news, basically.
Yeah.
And he should have just let it just stay there.
Like,
Nobody.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, you just ignore it, sweep it under the rug, never talk about it. It goes away. It goes away. It's
exactly.
Fucking I'm Alex has been doing that for the last 8 years.
It was like right after the event, like Anissa tweeted, like, I just don't think I have the legs for the internet. And I really think that was just her kind of dipping her toe in the water to kind of see the reaction she would get because she wanted support.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like support and admiration is probably
her motivation.
It seems to be a big priority to her.
Yeah, you're a woman. You probably picked up on it.
Yes,
I trust your judgment. You know. Willie Mack show.
Makes the comment of him crying and being like, "I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea," so much funnier. Man.
So people are calling you a right-wing maniac because you think idubbbz blew it. Really?
I got like 3 DMs being like, "I thought you were based, but now I'm realizing you're just another right-wing Nazi."
Funny?
And I'm like, "What did I do, bro?"
Isn't this funny how this particular thing is being turned into a culture war thing? By the way, that never get woke, grow broke. Like that never turns out good for anybody. In fact, it usually turns out good for the edgy side when you pull that stuff. I
actually agree. idubbbz spawned to the wrong crowd. He was much better off with that nice Asian boy and those 2 Australians.
Yeah, I agree.
They were a lot better influence on him.
That nice Asian boy. Yeah, I miss those days. And that's another thing. You can't erase any of that stuff, right? And I don't know. I think he just wants his fan. What
if you fucking delete it, I suppose. Oh, I guess it's re-uploaded somewhere.
No, it's archived forever.
Yeah.
Never
Clown, does it surprise you that like the dude that built his career after being like so thorough with his research and how he presents information now uploads a video where he's just being so dishonest with the timeline?
Yeah, I know.
It's what I said earlier in the call, Willie. It's like he rushed it. He made it in a fucking day. I swear to Christ. He spent so much time, and he's got proof of this, like evidence of this. He's worked on his content for a long period of time. Even with his recent stuff with the Sam Hyde documentary. Sam even came out with that before him. So it's like he's not a stranger to working on content, high quality content.
You'll never believe this.
Now he clearly made it in a day. If he didn't make it in a day, I'd be fucking embarrassed for him.
You guys
because
are not
it's
gonna believe this.
Basic shit.
I just got a DM from
real quick. Can I follow up?
No. I just got a DM from Illuminati. I'm not even joking.
What?
Yes, I'm not even joking. You want to read it? I'll read it live in the air.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Here, it says,
all right. Well, I'll start raising money for Tommy's legal fund now.
I'm going to read the DM. It says, "Thank God for idubbbz." Okay, there you go.
Okay, good one.
All right. What do you got, Nick?
I think Willie was going. Didn't you have something?
Willie, I'm sorry.
Real quick. So, Clown, do you think him like getting the timeline out of order was on accident, or do you think it was deliberate?
If I had to guess, deliberate. I think it was deliberate.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think this was rushed, bro. I just think it's dishonest.
That's what I thought.
How could it have been by accident? Like, do you think that he just compiled all of this last night? Like, he's like, wait, what happened during my event? Or, oh my god! And then he just started like making the video. No, he was watching it happen in real time. There's no way you could accidentally just take all the shit that Froggy said after you guys royally fucked him over and threw him off 3 weeks in advance with like a fucking 2-minute warning. Okay, like
He had him
obviously
on
that guy's gonna come in and be a dick. Yeah,
He had Froggy on notifications because he took a screenshot of like a fucking iPhone notification of his tweet. So he's been looking into stuff for like a while, I would guess.
Probably right.
I mean, they announced it on the H3 podcast. They like hyped up this video, and it just turned into like content cop people who don't like sex workers. And I was just kind of surprised about that one.
If he spent a considerable amount of time on this video, that's fucking embarrassing.
I know.
He doesn't think women are people, bro. I don't think that's how anyone would describe Sam Hyde, as somebody who doesn't think women are people.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a jerk, a bad comedian. I don't like,
like even like
style
Nazi because he donated. I don't think at any point anyone was like, but he's really just hates women.
Well, the
like,
problem
I've never
with
heard
He
that
just
before.
reads like a temper tantrum, being like, "Why is this guy so fucking popular? I can't blackball him." Like that's what I'm seeing here, dude. You know, it's like, and I'm wondering how many content creators who feel like they're just on the cusp of getting in Creator Clash 3 are gonna sit here and be like, "No, I think Ian's video is really good. I think it's cool that he's defending his wife." Because realistically, right now, I see like mid to low tier content creators and like sex workers. Like I think Willie, you got blown the fuck out by Belle Delphine. I have no idea why she was so biased in this situation.
Belle Delphine, what
I mean,
happened?
I think she responded respectfully. I mean, obviously she ratioed me, but I don't think she was like rude about it.
I can't believe. How did she come from this side of the argument? I can't imagine why.
She's the sex worker, bro. The tweet I made is like,
that's my idea.
She lurks.
All right.
She lurks.
Here's
His
what I'm
sex
gonna
worker herself shows up to be like, I actually have a nuanced opinion about this. I'm like, sure you do.
Yeah, I'm shocked, bro. I'm shocked.
Doug, you're on with Mudahar's girlfriend. Go. Doug, you're gonna blow it,
Takes
Doug.
him a second. Takes him a second.
Does
Hold
it?
on.
Doug, you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
All right.
Hey.
All right. You're on. Go. Shoot. Do it. You
I
can do
just
it.
gotta say that too. idubbbz is schmuck,
Yeah.
and he's a jagoff.
And jag off. Thank you. Bye. All right.
Somebody made a video called Content Cope, and I'm stealing that. That's really funny.
It really is. It really is.
Dude, he went from content cop to fun police, bro. I don't know how he does it every time.
Like
You saw the pictures of them defiling the graffiti from the Content Cop videos, right? Did you put that on screen?
I like the fact that Nick, we were talking about this. Like, if he makes a video, he's going to be cutting his own throat. And he said something about maybe do you think he comes back and maybe makes a content cop or some kind of content that's a little more refined, and that one's gonna kick him in the face too. I'm like, I don't think he can win here. Despite
the best thing you can do right now, and this is some genuine advice, which I'll be, because he still follows me on Twitter, maybe not after this conversation, but we'll see. But the best advice that I could give him is just like take a fucking break. Yeah. And then come back after a few months with like some seriously like high quality shit.
Yeah.
Genuinely funny stuff.
Here's a black.
I mean, the likelihood of this happening is not great.
He was making good stuff before this. What did you think of the Chex Mix review? Did you think that the bagel chip was like a quality?
What about the Thanos fidget?
Tommy, pull the screenshot up. I don't know if you showed this in your stream yet. Somebody went all the way in the sewers to own idubbbz. Literally.
Let me see. What do you got there?
Yeah, I did see this video.
Oh no.
Somebody went into.
No, you gotta see this! Oh my god!
Wait, I didn't see this, bro.
Oh,
what is this?
God.
Nick, is this on your Twitter?
No. A bunch of people have been tweeting this out. Apparently, somebody literally crawled in shit to own idubbbz.
I've probably done that too if I thought I'd get away with it. I'm not that creative though. That guy should have his own YouTube channel. Jeez.
Dude, I do have to say, like, if you're gonna give him any benefit of the doubt, when you're getting dunked on the internet constantly, that's when you start to fuck up. You know, like we're talking about how he's taking all these dubs. That's because he's winning, dude. When you're winning, it's so good to play your hand, right? When you're getting fucked up from every angle,
hard.
That's when you fucking really start to slip and you fall in the sauce, bro.
That's why I'm a genius, because when I took my L with what's her name, Oh God, what's the girl's name? Matt, I forgot.
If you wouldn't have asked me, I would have known.
Fucking the
the army lady.
The
Yeah,
soldier.
the-
Emery.
Emery,
When
yeah.
I took I handled that perfectly. I raised $8,000 for Afghanistan.
Yeah, you somehow got ratioed and then raised $8,000. I don't know how you did that, bro.
I'm fucking, yeah, there you go.
Study that.
There you go with this little channel. There you go. Oh Jesus! Anything else? I want to switch. I want to. I know. This is kind of an unexpected show. Yeah, I'm going. I think I'm going to end it. Dojangles, it's good to hear from you. We were kind of talking.
Yeah.
We were wondering yesterday if you were like mad at me, and I was like, I don't think she is.
No,
And you,
no.
yeah. We're kind of wondering yesterday. Hey, believe me.
Can I ask Dojangles a question before you end it?
Jesus! Now I'm afraid. Go ahead.
So, what are your thoughts on Tipster's recent activities? I'm just curious.
No.
No. I'll tell you. I've
Maybe you
had
should.
probably like 3 ex-ethos before I close my DMs come to me and be like, oh, he did this and he did that. And I'm just like, okay, if he was doing this all along, then why were you friends with him? Like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, he's an idiot. That's it. That's all I
You're
think.
still mad at him, huh? Oh, Jesus. You're still... I don't know. Maybe... Is he sticking up for idubbbz? I hope he does. That'd be fun.
He's sticking up for Capfuls.
Capfuls.
He's a Capfuls fan
wouldn't
now.
Wouldn't it be great if he switched gears and said, idubbbz is right?
I made that prediction last night.
Yeah.
He becomes the anti-commentary channel.
Oh, that'd be great.
He stuck up for Dad and Harley during the.
No, he's going to make a tweet and it's going to say something like, a lot of people have been getting mad at me recently for my support of women. I wasn't aware there were so many bigots in this community. I'm waiting for it, bro. It's coming.
Oh,
it's
God.
coming.
Oh, my God. All right. He's becoming a political guy. Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Becoming a
That'll
retard.
end well.
The future
that'll,
is
that'll end
politics.
really well.
Tommy, when's your next birthday stream? I mean, I hear we have
September.
a nice chat of people who have a healthy relationship with
Yeah, I hear
alcohol
you're
in here.
turning
Let's
40.
do some.
I don't. I can't drink beer anymore. I drink like a very little bit of scotch and ice. That's it.
I was gonna say we skipped the
Oh, well,
anniversary.
it's okay. We could just do shot streams instead.
When was the anniversary?
Like
When was
couples.
it? 12-year anniversary?
It's the 11th.
It's the 11th. Maybe I'll buy some Irish whiskey or something. I got some Baileys.
Get that
Is
blood
fattening?
pressure up a bit.
Don't get the Conor McGregor one. That shit sucks, bro.
Yeah. I'll just do
The
some
proper
ice
number
instead.
12. That
I'm not
shit's
doing
disgusting,
shots.
bro.
I'm not doing shots. That I'll fucking have a heart attack and die.
What do you mean, bro? I know plenty of recovering
I don't
alcoholics
know.
who do
I
shot
don't- I'm
streams.
not doing
You have a very healthy relationship with alcohol.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I want to keep it that way. All right. Listen, thanks everybody for coming out. I really appreciate it. Wow, now $5 Patreon. And by the way, Gator, you can take that Patreon donation, fucking line it up with Discord, and you can listen to the after show right after this. All you got to do is sync it. Thanks, Nick, Dojangles, Matt, and Colossal Is Crazy. Thanks so much for... What the hell is wrong with the sound here? What is going on? The credits are not rolling. It just faded to nothing. You know why? I think I know why. Because I don't... Yeah, because the file is on the other fucking computer.
Boomer.
Well, I got
This was supposed to be like an emotional ending, you know? Like, we were supposed to hit it on like
Nick,
an emotional
just
note.
wrap it yourself, Tommy, and then go out.
I'll wrap it. Let's see. Good fucking night. Thank you so much for
Check
your
out Now
generosity.
Recording.
Check out Now Recording. And go into the...
You're a whore. Just admit it.
Go into
You're a
Discord and we'll
whore.
keep it going. Bye, bitch.